Hey everybody! So we're back in black, and this is our Halloween episode. It is Fate, not Dungeons and Dragons this week. So it's a little, well, yeah, it's Fate Frankenstein edition. Um,
I'll talk about it.
and since this is our Halloween episode, you may notice that two of us are dressed up.
I
And
was dressed up.
and
You failed, Sam.
you failed this city. You may notice that I am in a very different position this week. I am not a GM or a DM this week. I am just a lowly little player. And sitting in the GM chair this week is Samuel.
Looks an awful lot like my normal chair, except for I'm probably a different place in the overlay.
And a bigger place.
All right.
All of that, Gundar.
And before we proceed, it's Halloween. So happy Halloween, everybody. You'll be watching this
Happy
not on Halloween.
Halloween.
You'll be watching this on November 2nd, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's going to be exciting. Halloween. It's Fate
Woo.
Core, and I will toss it right over to Sam so he can describe what we're doing.
All right.
With no spoilers, I guess.
Yeah. So, has played Fate before. I apologize because this is very much kind of not Fate. Characters are barely built. Not doing a lot with aspects or like fate points, which are like the core of the system. Really, we're basically using the dice and the like fate ladder of how good you are at something because it makes it really easy to just basically say, I'm good at this. All right, that means you get a +2 or +3. And the reason that we're doing that, and it's so easy to just figure out like what people are good at, is because everyone is playing as themselves. This will be taking place as a first Mimics and Monstrosities meetup at GenCon Indianapolis 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! I wish I could go to real cons.
Me too. It would be great.
It would. It would.
Alright, so yeah, that's the gist of what we're doing this week. Fate. And yeah. I may have been also pimping out that we were going to be doing a Curse of Strahd campaign with a different group, but that didn't really go too well today. We didn't get to record that today due to time constraints and scheduling issues. So we'll see what happens there. Everybody knows the most dangerous D&D monster is scheduling. Next week we will be doing another one shot, an evil character one shot. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then the week after that, we're back with the main campaign.
Season 2!
Ooh.
Spooky, scary.
Skeletons.
And yeah, without further ado, let's toss this over to Sam and get started.
All right. So, you have all traveled to sunny Indianapolis in Indiana for GenCon Indy, a RPG/D&D themed convention where you have come to enjoy the convention for whatever various reasons you're there. But mostly also, it is a time when at least 3 of us from Mimics and Monstrosities will get a chance to come together and actually meet and hang out at a convention, as well as a friend that I brought with. So you've all been there at the convention. It's the second day of the convention. You've all had a chance to walk around, walk the show floor, get a chance to take pictures, look around, play in some games. You're having a good time. And we've decided to have our like official meetup to, hang out, say hello. And while it's very crowded at the convention, just down the street from the convention, your friend Sam has organized this meetup. Been texting and discording everybody to get everyone to meet up, and I insisted that while it's going to be very crowded at the convention and kind of difficult, there's a time when there's a big event that none of us particularly care about. So a lot of people are going to be at that, and a Noodles and Company down the street is going to be pretty much empty at this time of day. So it's a good time to grab some lunch and just go and hang out, say hi to each other, and grab a bite to eat when there's not a lot of people there because they're all doing something else. So that is where we will be starting off. hanging out in a Noodles and Company down the street from the Indianapolis Convention Center.
All right.
All right.
So, I'm gonna say, so I'm probably sitting there in a just sitting there in a booth with my pal Rob, hanging out, eating some noodles.
Yeah, I definitely am fanning myself after a long day on the con, sweating through my Derrick Rose basketball jersey. I've got a forkful of Penny Rosa in one hand and a crisp, cool Mountain Dew Voltage in the other.
Nice.
Just slamming that
Nice.
Dew.
Nice.
Myself, I'm dressed up like the Happy Mask salesman from Zelda. Aside from not wearing the mask, it's just my bearded face. And
Nice.
I'm Canadian, so this would be my first time ever in America, and I have no idea what to order or what to do.
All right.
I'm probably the last one to enter because I have a terrible sense of direction. So like I'm gonna see you guys over at the booth, order an iced tea, and then like sit down next to you guys. Hey,
Hello.
Hey!
this is so weird.
Hi.
Hi.
It's like we're actually in person.
Oh.
This is so realistic. The graphics are insane.
I know. Look at this booth.
Mm-hmm. So Justin, they drive on the right side of the road in this country. I think that's new for you, right?
No, we drive on the right side too.
You sure? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just messing with you.
Now I'm curious if we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. All right. So yeah, a chance. It's looking around. It's like very, very empty in here. There's like one other person sitting around and eating, and just from trying to get food and do anything at this convention for the past few days, you guys have noticed that this would be a complete anomaly just because of the amount of people here. The fact that we've got practically this restaurant to ourselves is ridiculous. It's normally standing room only and like lines out the door.
There's
in
usually
most
like a
places.
doorman checking names if you're on the list or not.
Yeah, at this Noodles and Company.
This
Yeah.
Noodles.
It's between this or the Steak and Shake down the street.
Never the Steak and Shake. It smells
I know.
terrible in there.
I mean, steaks and shakes
I don't
sound
know what
good.
any of these
Separate. I've never heard of any of these.
Okay. So we're hanging out eating some noodles, and at some point, I get you notice that I get a notification on my phone. I look down and it's like, oh, I just need to step out for just a minute. I need to make a phone call. So sorry. I turn to Rob and just say, sorry, this is kind of awkward. We've kind of introduced you. Yeah, this is Justin and Kate. I'll be right back. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, and then I will get up and leave out of the restaurant.
Bye, I guess.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Which one of you is
So-
Justin? Which one's Kate?
Hi.
Just-
I promise I won't make a mask out of your face.
That's what a thing to say to someone when you're just meeting them.
I'm really sorry, but I've actually never played Legend of Zelda.
That's fine. That's fine.
I live in Chicago, so it's not that far.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little further away out on the West Coast.
Ah, the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, blaze
Yeah.
it. 420. Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, no.
Coachella.
Yeah, no. I have actually also never been to Coachella.
Oh, wow.
It's really sad.
Have you met?
I have been to Disneyland though.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Yeah, I've been. Yeah,
I've been to
that.
Canada.
Disneyland, Canada.
Nope.
Yeah.
Don't got one of those.
Oh.
No.
We have Canada's Wonderland.
What is Canada's Wonderland?
Ooh.
Is it like a
It's-
maple leaf that like dances around and sings
Yeah,
songs
yeah,
to
yeah,
you?
close. It's basically think poor man's Disneyland.
So Universal Studios.
Okay.
Ah, yes, Universal Studios. You have Universal Studios in
Yeah.
Canada.
No,
Yeah. Oh,
we don't have anything
Oh.
cool in Canada. We have
Six Flags.
marijuana legal everywhere, but that's
That's
it.
pretty
Oh.
cool.
Oh, that's cool.
All right,
I
so
mean,
as you guys are talking, you notice there's just like a strange noise in the background that has been just kind of you're not sure when it started, but each of you begin to notice it. And looking over, there's
Check
one
my
of
phone
those
and silence it. I'm like, oh.
looking. There's like over on one side. There is a like in the corner of the room. There's a TV up on the wall that's just been kind of like playing CNN or something. Like you're not quite sure. You weren't really paying attention when it came, but it's one of those just like background noise TV stations that's always playing in like waiting rooms and establishments. But what you begin to notice is that it's just like you're hearing static just coming from the screen, and that's strange because it was on mute when you walked in, and looking like if you glance over at it, you'll notice the screen is just complete static right now.
Is that one of your like most popular channels here in the States? The Static channel?
I've never been to, I'm not from Indianapolis, so I don't know, but honestly, it's what else is going to be on TV down here, am I right?
I mean, wasn't there a news station playing earlier?
Well, in the olden days of TV, eventually, they'd run out of news and they'd just turn on the statics. I figure it's something like that.
Is Indianapolis really that far behind in news?
I mean,
there's a giant convention going on. You think they'd be at least talking about that?
There's like a cornfield down the street, though.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're kind of right.
Oh, there's a cornfield down the street. I love cornfields, corn mazes.
Yeah, dude, literally. Like, look out the window, cornfield.
Nice.
Oh, that's what that is.
Right.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's corn. This is a table.
Oh.
We call this a fork.
Okay.
And the last letter of the alphabet, it's actually a Z, not a Z.
Oh.
I just have to let you guys just do this for 2 hours.
Do you have the alphabet in Canada?
We do, but we don't really have these things called tables and forks in my igloo, so it's a little...
Do you have a dingle hopper?
Sure.
Do you?
I'll take advantage of that awkward silence.
I don't speak Canadian.
Not waitress, because it's one of those places where you just go up to the counter and get your food, but the woman who's working behind the counter like steps out and goes over and just like switches off the TV, and you guys are kind of in a booth like towards the back, like furthest from the door of the restaurant, and you hear the one other patron who is in there get up to leave, but then he stops by the door and he just calls out to the woman working here, "Was it supposed to rain today?" And she turns and says, "No, not that I remember. I thought it was supposed to be sunny." And he looks at her and says, "'Cause it's huh." And he's kind of like standing there in front of the door, just like leaning forward and looking up, just kind of perplexed.
I'm gonna open the Weather Channel app on my phone.
So you go
the forecast.
So you go and open your phone, and like it takes a second for the screen to turn on, and when it does, like it flickers a few times, and then you notice that like as you try to open the app, it gives you that like, "You're offline. Please connect to a network. You're offline. Please connect to a network." Even though it says you have full bars.
I'm gonna try my phone too.
Same thing. Like you have full bars, but as soon as you try going on to like the Weather Channel, it just says like, "You're offline. Please connect to a network."
I go to grab my phone and realize I left it in the car.
Oh.
Sounds on brand.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Kate, when you opened up yours and like went to check it, it had like kind of the image of the last time you checked the weather up before it switched to just that like blank check off line, and you were able to see that basically it did say like you saw like that brief like in that brief second you saw like the big sunburst indicating like sunny all day, and then just please connect to a network.
Okay.
And yeah, as you're sitting there, you're in towards the back of the restaurant, but it starts. You do notice like as you're looking towards the front and thinking about it, it seems like when you walked in here, like not more than 20 minutes ago, it was like probably around noon and completely sunny out. But you're noticing that a lot more of the light in the room is coming from like the overhead lights of the room and less sunlight coming through the front windows.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep eating my noodles.
Hey, how long have we been here?
About 20 minutes. It wasn't very long.
I look at the window and look at my Mountain Dew and look at the clock and then look at the window again. What does it look like outside? Is there can I get a better look at what it looks like out the window?
Yeah, so it's like this is one of those restaurants that has like kind of those weird dividers, but to like in behind the booths to kind of break up the space. So you guys don't have a direct line of sight on the front windows, but if you wanted to just stand up or lean out a little bit, you'd be able to get a better look out.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you look out, and as you look out onto the street, it looks dark outside, like not full night, but almost like dusk, almost like dusk when it's overcast is kind of the impression that you get, but it has almost. It's hard to put your finger on it exactly. There's something off about it, and it has almost like a greenish tint to it, like everything outside does.
Kind of looks like a storm rolled in. I don't know, greenish black outside.
Those colors aren't typically associated with stormy weather.
We're clearly in some Lovecraft world now.
No, come on. People say when a tornado is about to hit, the sky turns green. So maybe it's something like that.
Oh yeah, that's true. We've had tornadoes here in Canada. Well,
yeah.
Not here, but in Canada.
Yeah, you're not.
Well,
but they turn the other way around, right? In Canada.
No, they're actually upside down.
Oh.
Yeah. I thought that was Australia, where everything's upside down.
Australia doesn't exist.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Really,
I don't have a map, so I can't prove them
really
wrong.
popular conspiracy theory that I believe in.
I'm gonna finish my iced tea and actually go outside.
All right. So you go and you walk outside. You notice that the other guy is just kind of still standing there. Like he's off to the side. He's not in your way, but he's like just kind of looking out the window, kind of up. And as you step outside and look around, it almost like as you step out and look down the street, visibility is very low, and you notice that you have a hard time seeing terribly far away from you, but it's not like foggy or misty. It's like when you look out, it's almost like it's the best way you could describe it is if like the air itself almost has like this black buzz to it. Like everything in the air around you seems like it's constantly moving and shifting, but like there's nothing, like it's only like out to a certain distance, like out just where your eyes can't focus on it. Up close, it looks like there's nothing there at all. It's almost like if you're looking at like your screen right now, how there's just sort of these like pixels dancing around on the screen. It's like that out to a distance, but just as the farther away it gets, it looks almost like it gets thicker. And it just makes it so you have a hard time seeing further close to you. It's like there's nothing there at all.
Do I see you standing outside on the phone?
No, you actually within your line of sight, you don't see me.
I'm gonna go back inside and say, guys, I don't see Sam out here, and he said he'd be right back. And everything's like all staticky.
What do you mean staticky?
I mean, you know how like sometimes when you're on your laptop or your phone or your whatever and you're watching a video and it's like an older movie and it's kind of got that gritty fuzz kind of moving around?
Is it just like dusty outside?
No, it seems like more digital. Like
I need to take a look at this for myself, so I go out and like poke my head out.
Yeah, I
and
follow
lean
too,
around.
still eating my noodles.
Okay. So yeah, you go outside, and again, it's strange. Like digital doesn't necessarily look digital, but almost it's just like it almost is as if there's like vibrating black dust in the air, but you can't feel anything. It's like it's just outside your like reach and vision, and like as you like walk forward, it like always stays at a distance away from you, as though like there's nothing like physically there, but it is like making it hard to see around you. It's strange, and you cannot quite describe or put your finger on what exactly it is.
I pull my sweat-stained Derrick Rose jersey up over my mouth to block any particulate matter.
All right.
I'm gonna, eat my noodles.
Okay.
Did you bring your bowl with you?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
bowl of noodles?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you walked out with the bowl of noodles.
Yeah, I paid for it. Whatever.
Question: Are you eating with chopsticks or a fork?
Obviously chopsticks.
Okay, cool.
But it's Italian noodles.
Eating this
You
big
got marinara
spaghetti.
sauce and
Yeah,
some
spaghetti.
English pasta.
Spaghetti with chopsticks. Yeah. Right. So you guys are just kind of standing there, looking around at this strange weather phenomenon, you suppose. And you also notice that the street is just like you're not seeing a lot of other people around. In fact, looking around, it's just the three of you standing out here on the sidewalk that you can see. You actually, you're just down the street from the convention center, but you can't even see all the way down to the convention center itself. It's like almost like you can see maybe 50, 60 feet away from you.
I call out for you.
All right, your voice just kind of echoes down the street. Second goes by. Another second goes by. And then you just hear a shout ring out down the street, just kind of echoing back, just like a wordless yelp of surprise down the street from you in the direction of the convention center.
Is it that characteristic Sam yelp?
No, actually, like this one doesn't sound familiar.
It's not like a
Yeah, that's what I sound like.
100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Maybe somebody got hit by a bus.
I mean, I didn't see any buses driving. I can't even hear any bus. Can I hear any buses?
Listening for it, it sounds like very, very quiet. It is like dead silent around you, and you remember that there was just like general like the air is very still, like there's not even a breeze coming through, and there were just like sounds of life and city around you, and it almost sounds muffled around you, like you can like whatever like that range of visibility is that you have is also kind of the range that you can hear at.
Oh.
I mean, I think I would have heard if someone got hit by a bus.
Visibility is low, though.
Buses are known to be silent killers, though.
I'm gonna start heading towards the scream.
Okay. As you start walking towards it, you start to hear another one. This one less startled and more fearful. And then you hear another one and another, and you hear until you just hear just like sounds of like crowd panic as just voices start to layer on top of each other, like screaming and yelling and talking in panic, and all talking over each other. So you can't make out any individual words, but just like sound as in the direction of the convention center. It just sounds like mass panic in that direction.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow at a somewhat brisk pace. My masks that are like hanging off of me are probably like clacking together, and I'm still eating my noodles.
Okay.
I'll follow, but I'm kind of like, hey, should we not? Maybe we should go another direction that isn't towards all the screaming.
Well, maybe Sam's part of the screaming.
True.
Yeah, I mean, we just met the guy. You didn't, obviously, but Justin and I just met Sam in real life. I'm like, it kind of be sucky if he died, you know?
It'd be kind of sucky, yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda. Maybe a little bit more sucky for you since you guys are closer, but it'd be kind of sucky for us because we got a game that we got to play on a weekly basis. We kind of need Sam for it. I don't know.
Yeah, and I have to go through the whole like
Yeah.
ordeal of like replacing him with somebody else, and that's just really annoying.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I only see him like once a year, so it'd definitely be kind of sucky. I guess his mom would call my mom a lot, and that would kind of suck for her.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
You start to hear running footsteps coming in your direction. Just one pair of running footsteps coming in your direction down the street. and just heavy breathing getting louder and louder.
I'm gonna eat my noodles slower.
Sounds like he's a bad
Sam?
runner. That could be Sam.
Sam?
You hear, just, wait, get back inside, get back inside, get back inside, and you recognize my voice.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Sammy!
What's going on?
Back inside, go,
Where
go. And you
All
start
right,
to be able to make out my shape in the, these are like my silhouette coming towards you in this strange, whatever this is that's obscuring your vision. You start to see me getting clearer as I come out. I'm just wildly gesturing for you back in the direction you were coming from.
I'm gonna like start running forward, but my head's like watching you, and then as I get closer, I'm gonna go back in the noodle shop.
Okay. As I'm getting closer, like you can start to make out, like as you guys head back, I'm getting closer. I'm starting. You can start to make out that, you can start to like make out that it's me when just from like a doorway near that, like as I'm passing, coming down the sidewalk towards you, you see a shape lunge out of the doorway next to me and just slam into me from one side and knock me to the ground, both of us tumbling to the ground.
Sam!
And I just go tumbling onto the ground in like a tangle of limbs, and with the two of us kind of just mixed up together.
Oh no, you've killed him. Oh no. Let's get
I'm
out of
gonna
here.
go run and try to break the stranger off of you.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna run and help.
Yeah. All right.
With
So
your bowl of noodles.
Yeah, I'm still holding them.
all right. So yeah, you guys can run. So you run up closer down the street, and you can see that there is just a person, crowd like scrambling to try and get up on top of me, and I'm just trying to like pushing their hands away, and they're like reaching, scrambling for like the front of my shirt, trying to get a hold of me, and I'm just trying to shove their hands away, just like in a panic, trying to push them off.
I'm gonna take my wizard's wand and start beating the man with it.
Okay, like a wizard's wand.
Yeah, like a Harry Potter wand.
Okay, all right.
Like getting the thin end in my hand, and then just beating him with a thick end.
Okay, so that's like a piece of wood like this big, right?
It's like an inch diameter.
Is it? Like that?
Yeah,
Okay.
some of them.
Okay, all right.
Some of them are pretty big.
All right. So you're just like whacking away at him with this, just smacking into him. It does not seem like he's really noticing. He's staring wide-eyed down at me, and just like with a focused intensity straight down on me, just trying to like get his hands on me, and then trying to like stand up.
I'm gonna try to boot this dude in the head with my soft Happy Mass Salesman boot.
All right. So when it comes to booting someone in the head, would you say you're average, fair, good, or great?
Oh, average.
All right. So give me a roll, just a fate roll with a +1.
So that'll be a 2 with the +1.
All right. So you just come up right next to him and just boot him right in the side of the head, and he goes like his head snaps to one side, and that causes him to he goes limp for a second, and I'm able to shove him off of me and stand up and start scrambling away as he starts to kind of stagger to his feet. And I'm just like, let's get back inside. What? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm
I'm gonna like help
Yeah.
pull you up.
I'm gonna just run to the noodle shop, holding my bowl of noodles, still eating them as I run.
Okay.
Oh, Sam, you're alive. It's a miracle.
Yeah, let's go. And the guy is still like shaking off that kick to the head as we just get up and sprint back into the noodles. So we get inside, shut the door as he's kind of staggering his feet and looking around. Almost looks like he's in a daze. And I'm breathing very heavily. It looks like I've got like a little bit of from like where my head hit the ground when he tackled me. I've just got a little bit of blood trickling down my forehead. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what happened.
What the hell was that?
I was over at the convention center, and I just
You had to take a phone call.
Yeah, there was a booth that was holding something from me. I was gonna buy it.
What did you say to that guy?
Yeah, how'd you piss off that drunk?
I didn't say anything to him. I was just passing by him. But when I was in the convention center, I got close to it, and I just heard people start yelling and screaming, and I don't know what's going on with the weather right now or what, but I couldn't see anything. I just heard people yelling, and I saw other people attacking other people, and I came back here. And then before I knew it, that guy just came out of nowhere and attacked me.
Man,
How do we know you're the real Sam?
What?
What kind of question is that?
Wait, what? Yeah.
I mean, I've seen my fair share of apocalyptic movies and dystopian sci-fi books. How do we know you're the real Sam?
How do we know you're the real you?
Yeah.
By that logic.
I mean, yeah. Like,
What's
okay, wait.
Wait, no. Nobody in this. We've all been in each other's sights this whole time. The only one who left was Sam.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do we know that Sam is the real Sam?
Why are we even considering who's the real
This
anyone?
is probably just one of those like crazy like convention bugs that goes around. You know.
Have you ever gotten sick like this?
I've never been to a convention, so I guess we'll find out.
I doubt a convention. A convention bug is like a cold or the flu.
But
Yeah, this sounds more like chemical
but
warfare.
PAX like a few years ago had swine flu.
It's still a
Okay.
flu. The swine flu doesn't do this.
Whatever
Oh, yeah,
whatever it
people
is.
the pigs.
Okay. Whatever it is. I don't know what's going on. I don't think this is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or something.
That'd be
I think
amazing.
maybe, I don't know, some kind of like mass hysteria, people going crazy. I don't know. Some kind of attack. I have no idea, but I'm definitely the real me.
Is it Attack on the Nerds?
That sounds weird.
Revenge of the Nerds.
The
That's
nerds
what
must
it
have
is.
their revenge.
No,
Woo!
oh.
That's not a good movie.
If this is an
actually.
apocalypse,
That's
I'm
a
definitely not
fantastic
prepared. Look at me.
movie.
I'm the happy mask salesman from Zelda. How is this prepared for an apocalyptic event?
I mean, I got these sweatbands. I might be good at punching people. I don't know. Might be useful. I don't know. I could snap people in the face.
We could just hold out in here, eat all the noodles that they have.
It's true.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
I mean, yeah, staying inside sounds good to me, actually. Yeah.
I don't know if this is exactly a fortified position, though. All of the walls, or at least half of them, are glass.
Is the waitress and that one guy still in here?
Yeah, so they're actually, like, the waitresses come up, and they're, like, noticing the blood and hearing, like, stuff about an attack, and they're starting to, like, look apprehensively at each other and over at us as a group, just kind of like, what's going on?
I'm gonna look over at them and go, do you guys have a bunker that we can hide out in, just in case the whatever's attacking us get here, like the aliens or the kaiju, you know?
Why would a noodle shop have a bunker?
A bunker? Yeah, the waitress is like, a bunker? This is
You gotta keep the noodles somewhere.
Yeah.
a chain noodle
Well,
shop.
do you guys have a walk-in freezer that could easily be fortified?
No, not really.
Well, what
We
kind
get
of
everything.
fucking restaurant is this? No walk-in?
No, we're
mean-
not very big. We get a lot of our ingredients fresh. So,
Well,
like,
you guys are the first that are gonna die in the zombie apocalypse if this is what's happening. Or any
What
apocalypse.
is it with Canadians in the zombie apocalypse?
It's cheaper to film
Or
there.
is it?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
we filmed. George Romero filmed a lot of his zombie stuff here. Pretty cheap.
Nice. Anyway, back to the apocalypse.
Right. So what are we gonna do? Like, so let's think about this. Is there another way out of this place?
yeah, the waitress. There's a door in the back that leads out to the alley.
What if there's crazy people in the alley though?
I don't know. You
Would
asked
it-
for another way out.
I
What does the
say
kitchen look like?
we send out the most frail and elderly person to see.
So
if the
that would
coast
be
is-
you, Justin.
No, I'm not elderly. I say we send out the most elderly and frail person in here, use them as bait, and to figure out what's going on. They won't die. We'll save them at the last minute.
All right.
The guy that's in there who is like probably in his 60s,
Excellent.
is looking at you like, I don't like where you're going with that.
You've
Yeah.
lived a life. You've lived your life.
Tell you what, I'll go to the back door, just poke my head out, check it out, see if I can see anyone, and then I'll come back.
Be really careful back there. The back door can be sometimes pretty, you know.
I mean, I'm not a dumbass. I won't lock myself outside of the restaurant.
I start filling my bag with beers from the cooler.
Yeah, the waitress is like, hey, wait, hang on. What? Wait, okay. So you are? She starts talking to you because she's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to let you back in the kitchen. And then she sees you, just like, are you planning on paying for those?
It's an apocalypse. We
I'm
don't
gonna
have to.
grab a bowl of noodles and go like outside.
I'm going
because
to-
apparently those are powerful.
I'm going to very sneakily reach into my Happy Mask salesman coat and pull out a rolled piece of paper that I snuck into the country.
Nice.
And I'm going to light it up in the restaurant.
All right.
Nice. Does it smell like weed in here?
No.
Nah, it's
Never
oregano.
mind.
This is
Oregano.
It's for my
Just
anxiety.
cleansing the space.
It's for my anxiety.
I give the waitress my like half-eaten dinner in exchange for the beers.
The one that she sold you?
Well, it's the end of the world. The only currency that matters now is food.
Oh, that's
She's like,
right.
what do you mean it's the end of the world?
It's the end of the world as we
Didn't-
know it.
Didn't
And I feel fine.
Didn't you hear there's kaiju outside?
I don't know what that is.
Giant
We don't
monsters
know if
like
it's
Godzilla,
kaiju.
King Kong.
All right.
Oh,
What if I
God.
give you one of the beers?
No.
You're gonna
Every
come
year,
on.
every year, all you people come into town. You're
not gonna get your next paycheck anyways. Your boss is probably dead.
what? All right,
Hey,
okay. It's
let
enough
me
for
ask
money.
you. Can I ask you a serious question?
Sure.
This convention happens every year, right?
Yes.
Has this mysterious weather happened every year too?
No.
No? All right, cool. I'm going to go into the kitchen.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll follow her into the kitchen.
She's
I'm
she's
gonna-
like trying to deal with you and the beers situation
I'm
up
while
here.
smoking my marijuana. I'm gonna show her.
She's like, that's also you're not supposed to smoke in here.
I'm from Canada. It's legal. And I'm gonna show her that I have a safe food handling certificate that we get here in Canada. And I go, I can come back in kitchens. I'm a certified kitchen person.
You hear the old man mutter something about foreigners under his breath.
Hell yeah, brother! Build the net.
The net.
I don't know.
It's a wall for Mexico, a net for Canada.
Oh, makes sense. We were very aquatic here.
Yeah, you all have gills.
We do.
All right, so I guess I mean, there's like 4 of you, and she appears to be the only one working here right now because it's a slow period, and they need everyone they can get for the rush. So she's just like kind of giving up.
Yeah, we just Broadway her into the kitchen. She comes with us.
She actually is going to start. She actually goes for the phone and is like and like leaves the 3 of you. I'm just kind of trailing behind, like.
Why are my friends acting so strangely?
A little bit. But yeah, you guys can like walk through the kitchen. Yeah, there's a back door, like access door into the alley. Looks like a loading door.
Yeah, I'm going to just poke my head out of the door and look down both ends of the alley.
I've seen the mist. Don't open the loading door.
I'm opening the loading door.
Well, it's not like a
haven't seen
full
it.
like loading door because this is like a small
Well, yeah.
restaurant, but it's just like just a bigger door, like double doors that lead out into the alley, and you push it open. It's just like one of those push bars, and you lean out and look left and right, and actually it looks pretty much deserted in this alleyway, except for you still have that weird kind of oppressive something in the air that's making it difficult to see here. But looks like there's no one here.
Sam, did it feel weird walking through that dark haze?
Yeah.
No, so that's the thing. It doesn't like as you're walking through it. It's almost as if it's keeping its distance to you. Like as you walk, it looks like you're kind of standing. It looks basically like it's kind of at a distance from you, but as you walk, it doesn't seem to get any closer. It's like the distance seems to stay consistent, and you don't. It's like it's in the air, but you can't feel anything. It's like even when it's foggy out, you can kind of feel it in the air around you. This is like almost entirely visual. Like there's no tactile sense to it.
What if this is Donald Trump's nanite army?
Maybe.
And he's starting with the nerds.
Ugh.
If he takes us out, then there'll be nobody to resist him.
I take.
Do I see a trash can in the alley?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I'm going to take out my wand, and just to test, I'm going to swish my wand and say Flipendio on the trash can. Does anything happen?
It's still a trash can.
Great,
The spell is
cool.
actually Flipendo. Thank you.
The spell is actually Flipendo.
Are you making fun of the way I speak?
I'm
No, I'm making fun of myself
I'm
because I have
just
glasses.
gonna look at Kate with a weird look on my face. Like, yeah, I don't.
I mean,
Okay.
it wouldn't have hurt to try, okay?
Does
Like,
that mean
who the
if
fuck?
I'm the happy mask salesman? Does that mean I'm like some like powerful deity that is all knowing?
Well, don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah.
If I'm Derek Rose, does that mean I have to be very careful with my knees?
I'm gonna punch you in the knee.
No, that's my bread and butter.
As you guys are kind of like, I suppose one of you like, I don't know if you said you weren't going to lock yourselves out, so I'm guessing one
I'm
of you is
still
still like
inside.
propping
I'm
the
not-
door open.
Yeah, I'm not standing
Yeah.
outside. I'm still in the
Okay.
room.
Okay.
Well, I was like still leaning on the door, just like one hand on the
Mhm.
door, the other hand holding my wand.
Yeah,
as
I'm-
like,
Yeah, I'm probably
Cast
sitting on like
Flipendo.
some like boxes of like produce smoking.
Okay. So you guys are in the kitchen. You start to hear like a banging noise coming from the front of the building.
Here we go, kaiju.
Just
I
repeated, just like bang, 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 bang. So you say you lean out.
Oh shit.
So you lean out, like you look back over the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You start to see, Rob, a crowd gathered outside, and like a small one, but you can see more like emerging from across the street coming over. And the person at the front is the guy that tackled me to the ground, and he's just standing there, like eyes wide, staring straight through the door, just with one hand open, with the flat palm of his hand, just smacking it into the glass of the door
So
repeatedly.
I don't.
And the
wanna
others
s-
around him are starting to do that as well, all just still wide-eyed and staring straight
I
at
don't
him.
want to say that word because I don't want to incite fear and propaganda.
but zombie?
But as I take
Other Canadians.
But as I take a hit off the joint, I'm gonna say, I think we're dealing with the armies of the undead, risen from the depths of hell.
That's a lot of words.
That is a lot. That's very unlikely.
They don't look like zombies.
Maybe they're
I'm-
like me and they just have the munchies right now.
Maybe. Do you have
Well-
the munchies right now? That was
Oh,
fast.
For sure.
It's only been like
That's-
been like 5 minutes,
That's
bro.
my secret. I always have the munchies.
That's
Mm.
true.
Don't let them in.
Relatable.
That's my advice to everybody.
I say,
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
say
yeah, I'm still
push-
in the front of the restaurant. I'm like backing up towards the counter where I've just been like watching this, and I'm
Sam,
like,
get back
yeah,
here,
I
come
think
on,
that
safe
sounds
back
like
here.
a good idea.
It's safe back here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna like walk around the counter and come join you guys in the back.
So they attacked Sam. So what I'm thinking is we sneak out the back door and go somewhere
Mhm.
else.
yes. That glass is not gonna last long.
In fact, as you say that, on the next smack into the glass, you just hear also like and like a crack
Yeah.
appear, just like
Yeah.
fractures its way from the edge of like where the window meets the side of the door.
So realizing that I'm probably not going to run fast in this Happy Mask Salesman outfit, I am going to look around to see if there is an employee break room to steal some clothes.
Not necessarily a break room, but just kind of like an area of the kitchen, like just off the kitchen, where there's some lockers and like places to hang some
All right.
like coats and stuff up.
Is there any like size 12 shoes?
Give me a second.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, there are.
Oh, I'm immediately going to take off my Happy Mask Salesman boots because I know they're going to be a hassle. I'm going to slip those on. I'm going to take off my Happy Mask Salesman coat and just keep wearing the like white undershirt that I had underneath.
As you're changing, you start to hear more bangs into the front door and like undoing your shoes and like retying these new
Homie,
ones.
what are you doing?
I'm not wearing these soft cotton shoes. I can't run
Justin,
those.
come on. We gotta go. We
Yeah,
gotta
I'll-
go.
I'll-
Bang.
Yeah, I'll come running out as
Bang.
it with my Happy Mask Salesman coat on the floor, my Happy Mask Salesman shoes left behind. I'm just wearing like the white undershirt, some like probably like ratty looking sneakers that I found, and the Happy Mask Salesman like puffy pants that he had.
All right, Sam, come on. We gotta go.
Yeah.
We're going
Yep,
out the
yeah.
back. Going
All
out the
right.
back.
Follow you guys out just as like you just hear the as a chunk of the tempered glass on the door just like smashes through, and you just see a hand reach through it, and you guys are gone out the back door. They close behind you.
Yeah, I'm
And
running,
leave you in the
I'm
alleyway.
running with the joint hanging out of my mouth, and I'm still having the bowl of noodles in my hand. Like I paid for these, I'm not getting rid of them.
All right.
Man, I thought you
So-
would have finished those by now.
I'm enjoying
Yeah,
them.
it's-
I'm taking
man.
my time.
All right. Which way should we go, guys? Left or right?
No idea. I'm from Canada.
Well, if I remember, right will take us back towards the convention center.
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I think we should
So
go
left?
Yeah.
Let's go
Alright.
left. That might be
Yeah,
fun. if we
actually,
go
so
left.
as you come out into this alleyway, it looks like it's you have to go through this very narrow, like a little bit of a narrow walkway, and then until you come out, it looks like you're kind of in a corner. Like this door comes out in a corner between two parking garages.
Oh, great.
And it's like you're at the corner of an L intersection. You can go straight, or you can go to your right.
In the parking garage, do I see a silver Prius?
It's hard to tell. It looks like on the ground level, there's not a lot. Like
No.
you're on the side where the ramp is leading up, so you have to like actually hop over this like little guardrail and get into the parking garage to see what's actually parked in there.
I feel like taking a vehicle might be a bad idea. We can probably maneuver easier
That's-
on foot.
If we had a really old one that wasn't so electronically inclined, like a
Okay.
1967 Chevrolet Impala.
Or if we had bikes,
Kids on bikes?
pedal bikes, yeah, or skateboards.
Yeah.
Skateboards.
I never learned how to ride a skateboard.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Woo, skateboards!
Me neither.
Let's all ride skateboards, guys.
All right. Well, for now, I mean, so Sam, which way is
before-
the convention center?
The convention center, you were correct, Rob. It would be if you took that right, it would take you toward the convention center. So straight ahead would be your best bet to head kind of away from it.
Yeah.
Because it looks like just a little bit up in that direction. You come to a like larger cross street.
So, do you guys want to cut through the parking garages and see where we end up?
Yeah.
Straight
let's
ahead.
check there.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
So wait, you guys are going straight ahead, or are you going to try and cut through the parking garage?
Well, wait. So you said there's a parking garage on either side?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the L that you're in is formed by a pair of parking garages. So there's there's one on your left, and then one kind of along the wall to your right.
Let's cut through the one on the left. I think we should.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to cut through the parking garage on your left. You said, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So it's like a short guardrail, like one made of that kind of just like thin, like metal, almost rebar, just running across. You can hop over it really easily, and make your way inside. And it's very dark in here as you come in. Like what little light there was from outside is obscured by the structure itself, in addition to the sort of darkened state of everything. You do find yourself in this parking garage.
I immediately regret
Just-
this decision.
Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna try to cast Lumos with my wand. Anything happen?
Nope.
Nope. Cool. Great. No magic.
Just for shits
Awesome.
and giggles, I'm gonna pull up my lighter and flick it on to see if it gets.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works and illuminates a
And
smaller
as I
area
do
around
it, I'm gonna look
flickering
at Kate and
orange.
go, "Oh my god, it worked!"
Shut up. You're high.
No, I'm not. I'm Justin.
Hi, Justin. I'm Dad.
All right.
I hate you.
So as you're walking through this parking structure, it looks like it kind of your options are basically either up or just kind of out the front of the structure. You pretty much are. If you keep walking straight, you're gonna you notice you're basically running into a solid wall where it runs into the next building. This is just kind of like a standalone parking structure, just like in the middle of a city block.
If we keep going up, we're probably if there are like a horde of people, you guys, we might get trapped up there with no way down.
Mm-hmm. I think we should continue towards the exit of the parking garage.
That
Just get on the main
good.
street.
Alright, so you guys go to get out on the main street.
Yeah.
I want to like occasionally check some cars, see if they're unlocked.
Okay. It's
Oh,
actually
boy.
it's pretty crowded on this. Well, it looks like this place would be pretty crowded. Like as you can peek up and see into the upper floors above you, you can definitely notice a lot of cars packed in. When you came into the city, you noticed that like parking is at a premium this close to the convention center. But this first floor is all of that like reserve parking that has like all of the parking spots have like a reserve for this person or like customers of this only and like that kind of thing to it. So as you go around and like check all of the cars, it looks like these are the kind of people that would like park here on a daily basis, and looks like none of them have left their cars unlocked.
Man, too smart for this world.
I'm gonna look at Sam and be like, Sam.
Yeah.
Did you see any weapons? Were people like attacking these things?
I did not stick around to look, really. I just saw people start attacking each other and screaming, and I ran back to you guys.
Do you think we should look for weapons? Maybe?
Maybe. I hope it doesn't get violent, but
there's
yeah,
a ton
maybe.
There's a ton
I have a
of cars in here.
softball bat in my car.
There's a ton of cars in here. We could break into some, hopefully, and steal shit. Like
Yeah, I thought you
tires
flew
and-
in.
I did fly in. I always keep a softball bat in the back of my car, even if it's a rental. I went
You
to
would-
like a sporting goods store, and I bought like the cheapest bat, and then I just have it in my rental.
What makes it a softball bat instead of a baseball bat?
The barrel is bigger.
The barrel.
Yeah.
how do you reload it?
You don't. You hit things with it.
Oh. In Canada, our baseball bats have ammunition.
That's
Interesting.
maybe that's.
Do you
why
guys
you're
play
not-
baseball in Canada?
We do.
What happened
Alright.
to the Expos then? Sam, you're saying?
Yeah. So you guys are you're thinking about this and where you like your car and the softball bat and where you parked,
Mhm.
and we actually all got a pretty sweet deal on hotel rooms. We're all staying at the Marriott that is attached to the convention center, and that's where pretty much all of our cars are parked.
This is interesting
Well, shit.
because I know people who work for Marriott, so I can get deals on Marriott anyway.
Oh, there you go. That's probably how you got your room.
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
This is the JW Marriott, though. I don't know.
DM's at it again.
Oh.
So if you guys want, we could go back to the hotel, and I can grab my bat.
Yeah.
That's something.
That would be right back in the direction towards the convention center.
Yeah, we'd basically have to walk through the
Yeah.
convention center to do that.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean,
If everyone's come out of the convention center, maybe no
That's
one's left
true.
inside of it.
that's true.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. So as we're standing on this, is everyone still in the inside the parking garage, or has
Yeah.
everyone moved out into the street?
I said we're still in the parking garage.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
So like
you're
10 feet from the exit.
okay. So you're in the parking garage, 10 feet from the exit, basically standing in that sort of spot where the cars would exit through,
Mhm.
and you hear the sound of those. You heard the sound of metal doors banging open,
Oh shit.
back from the direction of where you came from.
Oh, where do we got? We got to decide where we got to go. Where now?
You guys hide under the cars, and I'll book it.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing that. That's a terrible idea.
I start moving away from them and just booking it in the opposite direction of the door that we came from.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Okay, so you end up, you go out onto
Yeah.
the street. This one it's a much wider street. This one looks like it's got a space in the middle, specifically for pedestrian traffic. This is a pedestrian-focused street,
Okay.
and actually doesn't look looking down at it in the way it looks kind of like this is actually just specifically a pedestrian walkway. There's a Japanese restaurant on your left, and just tall buildings around you.
We should get into the Japanese restaurant. They probably have some decent knives in there we could use as weapons.
Yeah,
If-
some sushi knives. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so as you walk in that direction, you can see it says Japanese restaurant on one awning, and then on the other awning it says sushi bar.
Great.
Yeah. I tossed the bowl of noodles away.
Okay, you're still carrying that. So the bowl, the plastic Noodles and Company bowl lands on the ground with just a hollow clatter, and
Noodles
You-
spill everywhere.
you hear the sounds of footsteps stop
Uh-oh.
and then start getting louder in your direction.
Let's go into the restaurant.
Cool.
Yep.
Is the door locked? The front door.
You have to walk along pretty much all the way to the corner in order to get to the door. But it looks like they're still in business. And actually, as you're looking at it, it basically looks like on the second floor, the parking structure is all the way to the edge of the block. This is just kind of set into the first floor of the parking structure. And it's just the whole thing from where you come out to the end of the block is just pretty much a solid wall of windows.
Okay.
Oh.
And then there's like a short fence with like a outdoor eating area right outside the sushi bar. But yeah, you can see a door right up at the end, sort of in that outdoor seating area.
So are there people in here?
Looking through, it's kind of that like mirrored, like the windows are kind of that like mirrored quality to them. And
Yeah.
you have
Like,
a really hard time seeing inside.
Almost one way.
Yeah, almost. It's like you can kind of see inside, but you're having a hard time seeing much of anything right now, so you can't tell if there are people
Guys, I
inside.
have an idea. What if I knock on the window really hard?
No.
Okay.
Don't.
You haven't come up with the best idea since you pulled out that joint.
Yeah, wait, if we
Let's
can't see
be
inside...
honest.
Yeah, very true. I'm with Kate on that.
Yeah.
If we can't see
But-
inside, neither can they.
That's
So
true.
So I'm going inside.
Okay.
Me
all
too.
right,
So,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go inside.
Yeah, you guys are deliberating. You can hop over that like short fence right there,
Yeah.
and then open up the door and head inside. Walking in, you come inside and it seems like the door opens. It's unlocked, but you get inside and it's very quiet. You don't see other customers sitting at tables or anything. Just seems very quiet in here.
All right, I'm gonna go behind the counter very slowly,
Okay.
and I'm just because if this is what I think most sushi bars are, there should be like a set of knives near the counter.
Mhm.
I'm gonna see if there's like any decent sized knives that I could use to defend myself.
All right. Yeah, you go back and you can see they're actually all lined up on there. If they've got like a magnetic strip where they've got all the knives lined up
Yeah.
for easy access and cleaning, and it looks like they're actually organized in order of size.
Oh.
And you can easily go towards the end. However, you do notice that as you're like looking at this, that the knife that like just kind of how they're spaced out, there's a big space at the far end, like
So is
on
that-
the largest side.
So is that
There is
like-
just like
so
an
is
empty
there
space.
so what is there like a cleaver missing or like a chef's knife missing?
It's kind of hard to like depending on just like
Yeah.
how they space it out. It's like clear that it's big enough that it's clear something is missing, but you would have a hard time
Oh, okay.
determining what exactly would
Well,
be
is
missing.
there a chef's knife or a cleaver there?
You don't see a cleaver, but you do see some chef's knives.
Okay, I'm gonna grab one of the chef's knives and slide it through one of my belt loops.
Is there like a katana that's just been set out for decoration?
Decorative katana.
Yeah.
Decorative katana.
I mean, maybe.
I'm gonna say over one of the doorways, like leading back into like a kitchen area, like a back kitchen area. There's like a little shelf, and you see a decorative daisho, which is the sword or the katana wakizashi set up
Mhm.
over the doorway.
All right, I'm gonna try to pull those down.
All right, so you kind of reach up over the doorway, and you can
Mhm.
pull those down off the top, and like you can kind of just pull if they're too sheathed, they're like this very red, very almost like very shiny material that the handle and the sheath are both made of.
Wow.
Can I pull them out of their sheaths?
Mhm.
Just unsheath them.
So you pull, you grab the katana and you pull, and it makes a very hollow sound as you pull basically a 3 inches of wood out of the sheath.
Damn it! You guys have any luck on finding weapons?
I point to the chef's knife through my belt loop.
I kiss my guns. By my guns, I mean my biceps.
Yep.
Yeah, I got-
You're just packing 9mm.
I mean, you could
Yeah,
probably find
yeah, my actual guns.
There's probably like a frying pan or something around here, Kate. You could probably use one of those.
Do I look like a princess to you?
Do princesses do their own cooking?
Do they use frying pans?
Rapunzel does.
Kate, you're standing right by the door to the kitchen, and as you're like holding basically one what you're now realizing is actually plastic sheath and a very
Mhm.
poorly made katana hilt with like a stick of like basically
Pine.
a dowel rod, just
Yeah.
attached to the end of it so it stays put. The door, you do hear the door of the kitchen open up behind you, and a very wide-eyed sushi chef comes kind of like stumbling out of the kitchen towards you.
I
Does
put my
he-
hands up and say, I wasn't stealing anything.
You notice he is holding that cleaver Justin was looking for, and with
Aw.
very jerky movements, lifts it up over his head in your direction. Kate.
Stupefy?
All right. No.
Kate, duck, and I'm gonna, as I yell duck at her, I'm gonna pull the knife out of my belt loop and I'm gonna chuck it at his head.
All right. I'm just gonna say that's gonna be a straight die roll
yeah.
because unless you have practiced throwing knives,
I've thrown
even
axes.
a chef's knife.
I've thrown axes, but that's about it.
I'll let you stay at mediocre then. It's because it's a chef's knife. It's not
so
meant
that's
to be
that'll be a
thrown.
+1, right?
Yeah. No, mediocre is just a 0, just the die
okay.
roll.
That's a -1, sir.
All right, so you throw this end over end, and it the weight is off, and so you fly it handle first, and the handle bumps into his shoulder, and then it just kind of clatters to the floor. And he is going to try and bring the cleaver down towards Kate. So Kate, just give me a roll, try and get out of the way. I'm going to say everyone's at least fair at getting out of the way of being swung at, just for sheer adrenaline. So add a +2.
I'm still standing by the knife rack, so I know what I'm doing.
That's a 3.
Okay. Yeah. So he is moving very erratically, but also kind of slow. The movements themselves are very quick, but he pauses in between them, and it makes it so he holds it up above his head for a second, but by the time he brings it down, you have a second to scramble back, and it just whiffs through the air right in front of you.
I'm gonna pull I'm gonna pull because this is a sushi place, so I'm gonna pull the boning knife off.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab by the blade and I'm gonna throw that at him, at his head.
All right. Yeah, you do.
That's a 2.
All right, you managed to actually strike him with a boning knife.
Yeah.
And let me just make sure. How big's a boning knife?
Blade on it's probably this long-ish.
Oh, yeah, okay.
About 4 inches?
Yeah, that's pretty long because they are used to take bones out. So.
Yeah. So yeah, you whip that end over end at him, and it sticks you said you aimed it at his head, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna stick in, but you hit him in the hard bone, so it sticks in, and it gets him to stagger back a bit. But it's just kind of sticking out of the side of his head. It doesn't look like it's sunk in enough to really do too much, but it is just sticking out of his head as he then turns his attention over to you. Yeah. And you notice that as he's moving, it's as if the way he moves, it's as if all of his joints move first in a way. So it's all of his motions from his arms starts at the elbow and wrist, and all of his motion on his legs kind of starts at the knees. It's as if his elbow, when he moves, it's the elbows drag first, and then the arm kind of follows as he moves in this weird jerky motion in your direction, Justin.
Rob, Sam, you guys want to help out here?
Yeah, I'm gonna kick him in the back.
Okay. So he kind of passes by you, distracted by the knife in his forehead, and you can come up right behind him and kick him in the back. So give me a die roll.
Take him right.
Kick some back.
I'm gonna say you're at least fair at kicking because you used to kick me in the shins in the 4th grade.
Never forgotten.
So I'll give you. So for that, you're gonna get a +2.
So I roll 4 dice though, not 6.
So just 4 DF, and then add 2 to the result.
1.
That's still enough. So you just come up behind him and just boot him in the back, and he just goes tumbling forward, and the knife was sticking out of his forehead. So he tumbles down face first into the ground, and you just see it. You just hear just a sickening sound as it just drives further in, and he twitches for a second.
Did he fall towards me?
He fell kind of past, he just walked past you towards Justin, and then Rob was kind of standing near you and just kicked him as he passed.
Okay.
Fell forward, and then he just slumps forward on the ground after twitching.
I'm gonna.
All of you, Kate and Rob, you two do notice though, as he falls down, you get a good look, especially Kate, right as he passes you at the back of his neck, that same sort of almost buzzing black dust, static, however you want to think of it, in the air was sort of concentrated onto the back of his neck into almost there's a concentrated bit off the back of his neck that just kind of trails off and then kind of fades into nothingness out behind him. And then as he falls, it just kind of completely fades, and then there's nothing there. Like you almost think that it was just like a weird trick of the light or something. But Rob, you do kind of catch that too, just as you catch the motion almost as it fades.
So we just killed someone.
Guys, I can't go to jail.
Nah, I don't think you'll. We'll cut him up into
I
pieces. And,
highly doubt that law enforcement is operational at the moment.
I mean, we're in a kitchen.
Excuse me.
We're in a kitchen.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
We could easily cut.
Okay.
We could cut this guy up. We could cook him in the deep fryers.
God.
And we could,
How high are you? Say
a
just standing there by
everybody
the door.
knows eating the evidence is the best way to hide it.
Oh my god. From the bathroom, you just hear.
Yeah.
I sit down in a chair and like bury my head in my hands, and I look at Sam and I say, "You can't tell your mom about this."
No, okay, deal. I won't. You don't tell her about someone trying to kill me.
Oh, this is great material for the next campaign. And I'm gonna pull out my phone. I'm gonna pull out my phone and just go on to the notes app that doesn't use the internet. I'm just gonna start typing in kill.
As you're trying to type, you have this problem where as you hit buttons, it there's this weird I don't know if you've ever had it where your phone starts lagging and there's a delay where you'll hit everything and nothing happens, and then the buttons will start pressing. That starts happening, but then the button, the letters that you're hitting are not the ones that then delay to, so it just gibberish starts to it just starts coming up as gibberish on your screen.
Oh yeah, my phone must have switched to French Canadian. That explains it. And I put it back in my pocket.
Why do you have two different Canadians?
I don't know. Is the chef's knife still on the ground? Because if so, I'm gonna pick it up again.
Yeah, the one that you threw at him. Yeah, that kind of toppled past him over in the direction of the bathroom where you can hear Kate
throwing up. Yeah, I'm gonna wander over and pick that back up, put it through my belt loop.
Okay.
Is there anything? I don't know. I don't know. Never mind.
Okay. Well, you're in the bathroom currently.
Yeah.
Rob and I are sitting in the at a chair. And as we're sitting in it, the chairs are all kind of lined up along that wall of windows. And as you and I are sitting there, you're kind of, the way you sat down is kind of facing the windows, and I'm sitting down kind of leaned up against them, so you can I'm facing you and you're facing the windows kind of. And you can just see a crowd of people come up from the direction we came from, all moving in that strange, weird motion where elbows first, then knees, then wrists, just kind of jerking their way forward, almost like they're being dragged forward, just wandering up the sidewalk along the windows right next to us.
Damn, slowly move away from the windows.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna
just creep back behind the sushi bar.
Yeah, get up, and you can see they're just moving, just walking, and all of them are just staring straight ahead. There's no deviation of sight, looking around at all, just wide-eyed, staring straight ahead.
As you two come back around the counter, I'm just gonna go, what's up, guys?
Look out the window!
Yeah, I'm gonna peer out the window and see that, and I'm like, oh,
yeah. You see 20 of them. And they start coming in the direction of the door, and then you hear, just very muffled through the windows, you hear what you can recognize as a scream across the street. And then all of them just sort of snap facing away from all of us, and then just hurry across the street, just lunging forward, still moving with that, as if they're being dragged forward, but much quicker as they move across the street towards a different building.
So guys, while Kate's throwing up in the bathroom, I think I have a theory. I don't want to do this while she's out here because she might puke again and contaminate the evidence. I think they might be using a part of a hive mind. So the only way I can truly, I took biology in high school for a year. I think, if I'm thinking correctly, I could cut off the top of this man's head and we could examine his brain.
What?
Are you accredited? I don't think. I can't tell what's a brain doing by looking at it.
Yeah, I don't think that's I
just also don't want to see that happen. I really I have to be frank.
Yeah.
We saw a knife go through his head. It can't get much worse than that.
No,
I mean, it could get worse. Actually,
dissection is, I think, worse.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think I'm done throwing up. What were you
Right.
guys talking about?
Oh, I'm thinking of cutting off the top of this man's head and examining his brain.
Okay.
But I might just make some sushi.
That's, you know what, do that.
Hopefully not out of the man we just killed.
If we're running low on meat, it's a good alternative.
No, it's not. It's not. It really isn't, Justin.
That was a joke, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That one was a joke.
As we're having this conversation, you hear across the sound across the street, that voice that yelled out. You can hear it's again still muffled through the windows and across the street, so it's just barely audible. But since everything else is so quiet, it stands out, and you just hear them just yelling, "No, no, no, no! Get off me! No, leave me alone! No, no!" And you can just see the crowd just kind of moving back, and just coalescing of that. There's about 20 of them, and you can see the ones towards the front of the building reaching forward and pulling. You can see that the windows across the street of the building they're in have just been broken open, and they're like, you can see a person just getting dragged out through the broken glass out into the street.
Okay.
I think now's a good time to move on to another hideout.
I have another theory. How many of us here have seen The Walking Dead?
I know kind of that it has zombies.
Okay, so there's a scene in The Walking Dead where they like cut open a zombie and they like smear themselves with the zombie's entrails and blood to like disguise themselves.
I'm gonna stop you right there. No.
Okay.
No.
Or we could weekend at
You can
Bernie's
do that all you want. I'm not.
I think we could.
That's all you.
My third idea was we could weekend in Bernie's this situation. We could take the zombie or thing on the ground and sort of maneuver it like a puppet and pretend and use him as like a meat shield. But you know.
Actually, I'm focused across the street looking at this horrifying scene as a person is dragged out onto the street, and I just kind of stop and like tilt my head to one side, and I just go, "What is that?" Pointing
I'll turn to look.
kind of in that direction. So looking out, you can see it's at this distance. It's almost like that. It's almost like that strange, dusty, foggy obstruction has kind of collected on that side of the street and is making it even harder to see. Like it's just much darker. And just outside the range of your vision, you can see a silhouette moving into and then through the crowd. It's much taller than them. You can see what appears to be a head at the top, standing probably about 9 feet tall, full 3 or 4 feet above the crowd itself, and just a long, spindly body coming down. And the way it moves is almost like reminds you of almost like vines or willow branches just kind of blowing in the breeze as it just kind of drifts forward through the crowd. And as it gets closer, the person you can't see them because they're so surrounded by all these bodies. As it gets sort of within their sight, you can hear their scream get louder and just reach a much higher pitch before it reaches them, and then their scream just goes completely silent.
Well, another person just died.
Aliens.
I mean, we might be facing that kaiju you were talking about earlier, Justin.
Oh, I hope so. That'd be amazing.
No, it would not be amazing
It'd be
because then
amazing.
we're going to die.
It'd be amazing.
It would. I don't want to get killed by a giant plant-like monster.
Oh, I do.
Well, then you can stay here.
No, I'm okay.
The crowd has started to not disperse, but they've started to straighten up, and they are no longer focused on something on the other side of the street, so they are going to start... It looks like they're, standing themselves up, the ones that were, crouched down, and they're getting ready to move again.
Well, I'm going to take one of these knives, and I'm going to go out the back. Okay?
Okay.
You guys are welcome to follow.
Does the back lead back into the parking garage?
Yes. So it looks like there is a back door, and it leads into sort of like almost. Well, you're not sure where it leads. You're pretty sure based on like what you observe from the structure of the building that would be leading back into the parking garage.
Before we leave and they're out of sight, I'm gonna flip over the sushi chef's body. I'm gonna open up his eyelids and see what his eyes look like.
Okay. They look like pretty normal eyes. Like nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay, I'm like, oh well, that was that, and I'm gonna feel around for a wallet.
All right. You find a wallet.
What's in it?
In it you find a debit card, a couple of credit cards.
What are you doing?
You're just like sifting through. You find like some business cards that have really like local Indianapolis business cards.
I'm trying to figure out the identity of the man we just killed so we can contact his family after this is all over.
That's strangely noble, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find it. Yeah, you find a driver's license.
I pocket it and leave the rest of the wallet.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm gonna take the bow knife. Oh no, that was the one that was in his head.
Oh yeah, you can still take.
Mhm.
I'll take it out for you.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna take a different knife, like one that's about like the same length
Oh yeah.
from the magnet board, and then I'm gonna go out the back into the parking garage.
All right. So you
I'll
can go out
follow.
the back door. You find is like back in the kitchens. And you put it's another push door. You push open, and this one actually comes out into just like a dark service hallway.
Oh no.
Just like conduits and pipes on the concrete walls and ceiling around you.
I don't want to be in the Disney Underground.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's like it's got that like yellowish orange overhead light to
so
it
we're
just
clearly
every
in Dead Rising now.
10 or 15 feet.
No.
Is there a fire axe anywhere, like an emergency fire axe?
Let me see. Not terribly
Please,
common.
please.
Yeah, you don't see a fire axe. You see a fire extinguisher.
Who wants to take a fire extinguisher? We could use it.
I'll take the fire extinguisher
Yeah. We could
in
like
case we need to extinguish a fire.
we could drop some
Mhm.
mad
Alright.
like CO2 clouds and sneak through
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if is it safe to breathe that stuff?
them. No, probably not.
No, it's basically compressed like carbon dioxide gas.
Or foam, if
Yeah,
yeah.
or water.
Either way.
There's also water fire extinguishers for like
Mm.
big electrical. No, not electrical. For like oil
There are
fires.
so there's a crowd coming towards the door as you guys are deliberating
Who
whether
can
or
tell
not.
me more about extinguishers?
Do you know how to operate a fire extinguisher?
I do.
There's this.
I'll read the
acronym
label.
called Pass. So you point, aim, shoot, and sweep.
Got it.
Now that that's taken care of, yeah, you guys have. Are you going into the? Are you going into the back hallway, or are you gonna try and
Well,
figure
if
something
there's-
else out?
People pouring in.
I
then
say we go
yeah.
through the
Well,
hallway.
they're not.
Yeah.
They're not pouring in. They're just sort of like moving out
skirting.
back. In,
And are
kind
they
of in
really
your
people?
direction. They look like people. Also, as they're look at one of the things you notice as the crowd has begun to disperse, you don't see a body laying on the ground.
Cool.
Like
Excellent.
you don't see anyone left behind dead.
So that alien ate it.
Ate him.
Probably.
So the service hallway seems like a very good idea.
Judging by my sense of direction, can I tell which way would lead to the convention center?
Yeah, so it goes left and right. If you went left, it would take you basically back the way you came, which is in the direction of the convention center, and if right would take you out to the end of the block.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get back to the hotel because I think there would be more stuff there that we could use to fight these things off. Anyone coming with me?
Sam, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I'm kind of not really down for going back to the hotel or the convention center because there's a lot of people over there, and it seemed like it was crazy.
I mean, these tunnels seem like they're underground, so if we avoid going up into the streets, maybe
Well, it's
one
not-
of these tunnels leads to the hotel.
It is ground level, so like street level. It's basically just like a service hallway
Oh,
in the
okay.
parking garage.
Okay, I misunderstood.
That's fine.
Well, anywhere is better than in the streets.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere is better than being dead.
Also that.
Also true. Also very, very true.
Also that. Yeah, they're definitely true.
Anybody else have any opinions? Rob?
I don't know, man. What do you want me to say?
Pick a direction, man.
All right. Here's
Towards
my
death or away from it?
Well, here's the thing,
I'm
though.
biased.
I think either way will be towards death. It's just one is a faster death and one is a slower death, and that's debatable.
I really love your optimism. Here's my take: is that we don't know if this is localized to the convention center. Like, Lucas Oil Stadium is just south of here. We don't know. There could be people there. There could be Colts training camp. I have no idea.
Yeah,
But
the military could be at the stadium.
why would the military be at the stadium?
Because Independence Day.
Yeah. Independence Day, you can fortify stadium. Fortify stadium.
If the military was here already, that would just make me think that they were behind it.
Yeah, this it's probably been like a half an hour,
Yeah.
maybe an hour since this started.
Okay, so
But there's
convention
sports
center.
equipment at the stadium.
That's true. We could put on like football helmets.
Yeah. And
It's also a
maybe
Saturday, so there might be a game right now.
It's summer.
Yeah,
I don't know
training
when-
season.
Training season. That's what I'm saying. Andrew
Rob,
Luck.
I don't know. I don't even. Rob, I don't even know what sports at that
They'd be
stadium.
playing football if this is going on, though.
I mean, if it's a baseball stadium, it's even better because there's helmets, and then there's also pitching machines
And baseballs.
bats.
It's a football stadium.
And food. We could
Indianapolis
steal,
does
like,
not have a baseball
We
team.
could steal nachos. We could steal hot dogs.
If we
All
want
right,
food,
raise
we've been in 2 restaurants so far.
Very true.
Yeah,
Raise
but I
your
don't want
hands
to eat
if you wanna
sushi
go
in
to
this
the stadium.
place. We killed a dude in here.
You killed a dude in here.
Rob killed
That was
the dude
all
in
you,
here.
man.
Rob did it.
I didn't kill him. He fell
Okay,
down.
Who did or did not kill someone?
Nobody killed anybody.
It-
Beside the point.
It was a group effort.
Yes, group effort. Let's call it a group effort.
All right.
I want no part in that. It was the
Okay.
three of you.
But fine, we should probably get moving though.
Let's go to Lucas Oil because then at least we can get to the top and see if we can see what's going on. I get a lay of the land.
All
All
right.
right. Yeah. Okay. That sounds
Well,
like a. Well, I mean, we could also probably, if we wanted to get somewhere high, we could also just go up to the top of this, this building, this parking garage.
That it technically is closer. And
Okay,
then-
fine.
But
Yeah.
we'll be outside.
But we'll
True.
also have vehicles that we can try to get away in and just run over people.
Do you know how to hotwire a car?
I can certainly try. I've seen a lot of movies where they do that.
Didn't David's dad teach you how to do that once?
Me? No.
I thought you were there.
No, you're thinking Mando. David's dad is the one who walked out without any pants on when I was there.
Okay. Anyway, that's not helpful.
No?
All right. Anyway,
Okay,
Sorry,
so
David's
do we
dad.
want to get to the stadium or do we want to get?
No,
to
let's just get to the top of the freaking thing.
Okay.
We're wasting time.
Stadium after.
Okay.
Stadium after. Stadium
Yeah.
has
Okay.
armor we could wear, like helmets.
We can.
All right. You guys actually remember as you were coming around going into the sushi bar at the right before you came in the door, you basically had to get to the end of the block. There was an external staircase that just went straight to the top of the parking garage structure, kind of stopping at each floor, but it is outside, external, and in the direction that the horde is coming from. So you can go in that direction, or you can try and navigate your way through the interior of the parking garage.
I want to stay inside because outside
Protected.
doesn't sound good.
Yeah, outside has those aliens.
Yeah.
Something.
So I'm going to just start following signs and going up ramps.
Wait,
Try to
so
get to the top.
you're still in the service tunnel right now, so you're
Yeah.
gonna head
Well, like,
left basically towards deeper into the parking garage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
With my chef's knife
So-
out and ready to go.
Right. So you follow along. It's pretty just a straight hallway, with just like panels and like circuit breakers and valves and all sorts of like just the back inner workings of this building. in here is the kind of place that a technician would need to get to in order to really fix or adjust anything. But at the very end of the hallway, you do come to a big service door that you can, looks like it's unlocked, and you can open up back into the parking garage.
All right, so I think we should all decide who opens this door and faces death.
I volunteer as tribute.
I step back.
I'm pretty good at dodging.
Step back.
Alright, I'm gonna slowly open the door, kind of holding my knife out like this, and then peek around.
Okay, so you push the door open, and you vaguely recognize the area you're in. It's like a back corner that you passed by on your way in.
Mm-hmm.
That you could see, but you recognize the cars around you. You just didn't pass right by this.
Mm-hmm.
And looking around, peeking out, you can hear the footsteps distant out on the street, but immediately in your vicinity and on this floor of the parking garage, you don't see anyone.
Can I hear anything coming from above?
At this point, you don't. It's like thick concrete floors, so you're not going to hear if there was anything up there, you wouldn't hear footsteps through
There's
the floor.
nothing echoing.
It's hard to tell because the footsteps outside, the whole front of the parking garage is kind of each floor is kind of just open. So all of the 20, 30, however, you didn't get a good count, all of those footsteps from outside are kind of reverberating in through the front of the structure and just kind of echoing out all around you, giving you just kind of this constant, faint pitter-patter of footsteps just echoing around in the building, making it hard to tell if there's any coming from in here or if they're all coming from outside.
Okay. I think we're good for now. I don't know how long that'll last.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's move now.
Alright. I'm gonna open the door, let you guys pass, and then start heading up.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna head out.
All right. So yeah, you guys can go out and you see the nearby the ramp, basically, which just exited out of before you went into the sushi bar.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go up.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go up as well.
I'll.
Right.
Yeah.
Follow. So we're just making our way up, making our way up, just kind of going
Yeah.
up a ramp, walk around, pass by cars, walk up a ramp, walk around, pass by some cars. Walking through. As we keep going, you do start to notice, as we get closer to the top, the footsteps from down below start to kind of fade as we get further away from them, get higher up. Probably onto the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
We start to notice the sounds of footsteps getting louder, coming from up ahead, coming in a downward direction. Actually, starting to round the ramp, heading down to the third floor.
Excellent.
I'm gonna try to break into a car and hotwire it.
Okay.
Just the nearest car.
Hoping
When you say break into it, do you mean literally break into it, or just try and find one that's unlocked?
Find one that's unlocked.
Okay, so you're just gonna start feeling for door handles?
Yeah.
All right. So let's see.
I'll help, I guess, because the quicker the better.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are just gonna go around and start pulling at door handles, trying to find something unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Screw
All
it.
right. All right, you guys are pulling at these door handles, and you just keep finding locked doors and locked doors and locked doors, and you keep none of you seem to be able to find one that is unlocked.
Bart!
I'm gonna take the blunt end of my wand and just smash one of the front driver's seat windows.
Okay, so you take it and go ahead and just roll me. Go ahead and roll whatever you think is fair for strength. Average, fair, good, great for just.
I'm average.
All right, so take a plus. Yeah, take a +1. Just trying to bash the.
Hey, that's
okay.
a 4.
All right. So you
Hey.
just, like you've done this before.
I've hit a lot of shit.
Yeah, you just take this heavy blunt piece of wood that you've been carrying around, trying to cast spells with. You just flip it around in your hand, and just standing next to a car, you try the door handle. You're like, all right, screw it, and just smash the you crack like it's car material, so it like oh no,
Yeah.
it's a window, it's not a windshield. So yeah, it just like
Yeah.
shatters and inward, and just like the little pieces of glass like spray all over you said the driver's side or the passenger side?
Driver's side.
Yeah, well, all over the driver's seat, just smash over, just one quick swing.
Yeah. Hey
But it
guys,
does
I
make
got
that-
one, and I'm gonna.
It does make that loud like
unlocking it.
cracking sound as the pieces like all fall to the ground.
All right, I'm gonna reach in, unlock the car.
Okay.
What
and
spell
just
was
say,
that?
Hey guys, get in. It's called Abraca Fuck You.
Oh shit!
All right, so you get in the car, and as you do, from up on the ramp, you just hear a very low.
Yeah. Yep. Figured that was gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Does anyone know how to hotwire a car?
No, what are you talking
No.
about? You said you were gonna do this.
All right, I'm gonna try to hotwire the car. I have
As
absolutely
she's
no
doing
idea
this,
what I'm
I'm
doing.
going to be like, okay, this is America. I'm gonna look through the glove box, you guys, and try to find a gun.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I was gonna
You're
say, I
not
wish I could
wrong.
protest that.
You do not find a gun. I rolled for it.
Take that, Canada.
What do I find?
You find. Let's see.
Is it the car manual?
Yeah, you find like
road.
you don't even find the manual. You find the rubber case that used to hold the manual.
And does it have registration? The registration card?
Yeah, their car registration is in there.
Yeah.
So, like it's like it's like that rubber kind of like folder where the registration sits in. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that's in the glove
Guys, this
box.
person didn't have a gun.
I'm gonna try to hotwire this car.
All right, roll. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna call this a poor, a -1 because you have like
Yeah.
no idea what you're just kind of fiddling around. So we're just
Yup.
gonna see if you're.
That's a 1.
That's a 1. All right, so you're making progress. You basically like. The other thing is that you have no tools to do this with.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, I always have my multi-tool on me.
okay, that makes sense. 'Cause
Yeah,
I know
I always have
I
my
know,
multi-tool on me.
I know you're. Actually, that makes sense. So
Yeah.
you've got Then if you have multi-tool, yeah, you're like you watched a movie recently where someone hotwired a car, or you watched a YouTube video or something.
Yeah.
So you're starting
Just
to
randomly
work.
how to hotwire a car.
Yeah, so
Braveheart.
you start working off like the plastic under covering of the steering wheel, and like starting to work that off using the multi-tool. Having a little bit of difficulty. You don't remember the exact way to get it off, so you're just kind of prying at it with the multi-tool.
Yeah.
But you do hear those footsteps getting closer. It seems like if you had more time, you might actually be able to make some progress, but it
All
seems
right.
like your time is rapidly running
We're all
out.
gonna
No,
die.
meet me at the bottom. Meet me at the bottom. I jump out of the car and start running, trying to lead them away from the car.
I'm gonna pop the trunk.
Okay, so you just like lean over,
Yeah.
over Kate while
And
she's doing
I'm
this,
gonna
and
get
hit the
out and run
top-
towards the
top-
trunk, and I'm gonna dig through the trunk and see if I can find a better weapon than a chest knife.
All right. Yeah, you can find the tire iron is
Oh, yeah,
back there.
I ditch the knife in the trunk and take the tire iron.
Okay. Yeah, you see four people making their way down the ramp towards you guys.
And I'm gonna follow
I'm
Rob
trying-
and just go, bye, Kate.
I
Uh,
determine.
Yeah, I think we should go.
I'm gonna release the emergency brake and put the car in neutral. Does it roll?
Well, it's on like a flat
Is
That's
it
what I'm
spotted?
doing.
right now, but you could if we got it will roll. So if we got it
Yeah.
moving and got it onto the ramp, then it would
Mhm.
start to roll.
Sam, help me get this car rolling.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I'll just open the door, and the two of us are
Yeah.
supposed to start
Like,
Flintstoning it.
Trying
And
to get
so
it rolling backwards, and then I'm like trying.
Yeah, and then we kinda-
steer.
get it moving forward. You're also the car is off, which means the power steering is off. So you're
like
putting your back
I'm
into
trying
it,
to
turn the
Wiimote
wheel,
it.
and
Wiimote it.
yeah. Justin and Rob, you guys are just booking it down the stairs or down
Yeah,
the
like
down
we're making noise. We're throwing rocks at cars.
okay, just throwing bash, and
I don't
slamming into
know.
windows with the. I was like, I found my phone.
Rob, I found a tire iron.
Classic Rob.
Justin's taking the tire iron and just smashing every window he passes.
I mean, I have my yellow bicycle bag, so I'm
Okay.
slinging that in the thing.
All right, so you guys are making noise, and it does confuse them enough to the point where as the car starts backing up and gets to the ramp, between Kate and I, we managed to get it to the ramp, and it begins to slowly roll down the ramp just of its own weight.
just accelerating slowly.
Yeah, slow. Like it's going like about walking speed right now, and then it's starting to pick up faster and faster and faster.
Mm-hmm.
Justin and Rob have enough of a head start. They'll probably reach the bottom first, but the car will come shortly after.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to aim it right through like the swinging arm.
Okay, so yeah, you're just making your way down and like turn. Give me a roll real quick, just a straight roll, just to see generally how you're doing in steering this. You're doing fantastic, apparently. You got a 3. All right,
Never.
So
Not a problem.
yeah, you are, because it's difficult because of the power steering off. You kind of have to predict the movements and start turning and make sure you can not turn into momentum. You are fantastic though. You are like it's you don't steer it normally. You literally have to like grab it like this to turn the wheel. But you do that ahead of time. You're switching directions and just going. You actually going to like turn, like aim at just the more speed, and you start leaving the 4 above you behind and catching up. Rob and Justin, you just start to hear that characteristic quiet sound of just rolling tires, just that soft sound of
rubber on asphalt, exactly.
Yeah, coming up behind you, just sort of rolling and down coming up behind you, and actually pretty much catches up to you as you get down to the first floor, as you see Kate and I just in the car, just rolling.
What kind of car is this? I don't even.
Is it a silver Prius? God, I hope it's a silver Prius.
No, we're gonna say I've been picturing like an early 2000s Taurus.
Ford Taurus.
Yeah, like a Ford Taurus.
Did they even make the Ford Taurus in the 2000s?
Let me check. I don't know, but like
I understand.
Yeah, an older, like one of the later model, definitely early 2000s, late 90s model of a Ford Taurus kind of thing.
Ideal
like
vehicle for the apocalypse.
Perfect.
What? Yeah, the ideal vehicle for an apocalypse, a Ford Taurus.
Hey, the 2019 Ford Taurus, they just brought it back. Gets up to 18 miles per gallon in the city.
Wow, that's for really?
Yeah, fucking sucks.
Yeah. All right. This show not sponsored by Ford, apparently. So Kate, did you say you wanted to try and just plow through the swinging arms of the?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you've probably picked up to about like 20 miles an hour at this point.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell because the speedometer is just still set at 0 because the car is off. But yeah, you come down to about 20 miles an hour and just like they're not wood anymore; they're made of plastic, so it doesn't like break. It just kind of bends back awkwardly as you go through and just kind of scrapes along the side of the car, and then just kind of snaps back into place after us. But the car comes out onto the street, and Justin and Rob, it passes you at this point and just drives out onto the street.
Guys, get in!
So you come out onto the street. Are you going to turn left or right at this point, or?
I'm gonna. So if I'm backwards, I'm gonna turn to my left.
So you come out facing. You're facing forwards. You weren't rolling back. I'm assuming when you pulled because it was forward, and I'm assuming we just aimed frontwards down if you had a choice.
Yeah.
So if as you're coming to this intersection, you have a second to decide because you can't brake. You need to just continue the momentum, and this is probably going to take you to the end of the block either way before you run out of momentum and just roll to a stop.
As I was coming through that ground floor section of the parking garage, did I see the group of zombie people outside?
They are on. There's as you're like in the parking garage. There's a sushi restaurant between you and them, so it's hard to see. It's hard to tell. Like as you're coming out of it, before you can even see what is on either side, you just need to decide left or right. Left is away from the convention center, or right is towards it.
I'm going away from it.
So that would be towards the group that you just saw.
No, towards to the left.
Yeah. That would be in the direction of the sushi restaurant, like towards where that group was.
Then I want to turn right because I don't want to go towards them.
So towards the convention center.
Yes.
Okay. So you turn towards the convention center. Rob and Justin, you guys see this car like come. Give me another roll real quick to see how turning out of this parking garage goes, because there's a bunch of posts. So let's see how this goes. Give me another one.
That's a 2.
All right, good enough. There's a bunch of these like posts in the middle of the. It's like kind of like 2 pedestrian paths with these like pylons running through this big wide middle section. You kind of have to start in between 2 of them and run right and right. There's some traffic navigating those and heading down this street. Justin and Rob, what are you guys doing?
Uh,
I'm beating feet, man. I'm trying to catch up.
Okay, so you guys chase the car.
and
Justin.
Yeah, it's in the shadow realm.
yeah, I'll get in.
What was that?
I'm gonna run to catch up and get in.
Okay. So yeah, you can get in the car, but like by the time you can catch up because the car is rolling to a stop.
Makes sense.
And
Yeah,
not
so,
Sam.
like-
It's called a California roll.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what a California roll is. Yeah.
So yeah, you come to a stop at basically a T intersection. There's a very large glass building up in front of you, and actually, you would recognize this as one of the sides of the convention center.
Oh, I thought it was the JW Marriott.
No, the Marriott is literally on the other side of the convention center from you
I
guys.
have an idea.
You can actually see signs that say like convention center, and you can see GenCon banners. And this side is just solid. It is a big, giant, like rectangular section. There's nothing but glass with a big, huge, like steel awning that sticks out like from the building all the way to the street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, we got to get in there. We got to save Monte Cook. We got to save Mr. Vampire the Masquerade.
We gotta save Gary Gygax. Oh wait, we have to save.
Oh no, we're too late. No.
No.
Fantasy Flight.
We got to save that one McElroy that no one likes.
Hey, I like Travis.
We gotta save.
Boom.
We gotta save Sam.
I'm
Yeah.
right here in the back of the car. I'm doing all right.
Not you, Sam. Sam Regal.
Yeah,
Sam Raimi.
and Sam Raimi and Spider-Man 3.
Mhm.
No, nothing can save that. All right. So there is looking right. So if you look left, actually, so right is just like you're at like pretty much the end of the convention, or kind of in the middle of the convention center at this point. It extends left and right. Left is towards the stadium that you guys were talking about. Right is kind of in the direction of like the main area of the convention center where a lot of people are. This is kind of one of more of the side areas where there's just a bunch of smaller rooms set up, so there's not a lot of people over here. Like the back in the other direction is towards like where the show floor was, and like all of the concentrated people.
So I think we
much-
should go through these smaller areas because it's less likely to be conflict.
How much longer do you think it would take you to hotwire this car?
And just drive it right through the glass.
I mean, I could try again to hotwire the car.
Nah, we don't have to do that.
I mean, I was about halfway done, I think.
Do you think it's a good idea?
No.
I mean, we could drive through the convention center, maybe.
Or we could take like the road too. That would also work.
Yeah, the road.
I mean, yeah, but there's also like zombie people on the road.
I say we
don't
cut
Probably
through
zombie people in the convention center.
I say we cut through the smaller, like hidden areas of the convention center, like under tables and through the ventilation shafts.
Are you still high?
No.
Me and
It's
Sam
been,
do
like,
that.
10 minutes. So
Me and Sam do that thing where we say the same thing at the same time, and we're like, "Why are we going through the convention center?"
I think I'm gonna try to hotwire the car again now that we're further away.
all right. You're also sitting right next to the Pan Am Tower, which has a big sign that says Indiana Sports Corp on it, and it is a fairly tall building. Like it's probably the tallest one around you.
Is the
If
door
all else
open?
fails, we scale we scale to the top of the building and jump off.
Looks like it's like 11, 12 floors, and it's like a big, like it's like an office building. So like it's got two glass double doors at the front that look like they just lead into a lobby.
Well, she's working on the car. I go in and see if there's an elevator.
Yeah, me too.
Hey.
I'll follow because I have a tire iron.
All right, so you guys can get out. You actually you pass by right in front of it is one of the is like just banks of those like rent-a-bikes. They're just like bicycles that are kind of set up on those things that you can like insert a credit card and like rent them for a little bit.
Oh, I should have stolen one of the guy's credit cards.
Can't you use your own credit card?
I don't have a credit card.
Damn.
What would I roll for? Could I
Wiring
add
car?
something to hot wiring?
I think we were at a -1 because you had
Yeah.
no idea what you were doing, and you managed to start on some progress before. So go ahead and roll.
All right, just straight roll.
Yep. Well,
Ooh.
with a -1.
No, that's a -3.
Okay. Yeah. You So you got the thing off, and you start just like going to town with your multi-tool, and you're like doing that thing where you've got two wires out,
Yeah.
and you're like tapping them together, and then you're like, why isn't this working? And then you realize you basically just took a whole chunk of wire out, and you've just been taking two disconnected ends and touching them together, and looking down, you realize they just connect to each other. Like, you're not even attached to the car anymore, internal mechanisms. That this car probably requires a lot of service before it will start again.
You made a necklace.
Yeah.
While standing by the rent-a-bikes, I'm going to look at Rob and go, bikes are silent, more silent than cars. I have an idea.
Okay.
Beat the shit out of this rental thing. We may be able to dislodge the bikes.
Okay, but like I have a credit card. Here, just wait a minute. So first of all, I like the idea. I definitely think we should take these bikes. But can we try and see if we can get to the top of this building?
I think we should I think we should look for the office building first, yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of want to get high ground.
Yeah, and like
Eagle eye.
Flag down like a helicopter.
Yeah. Maybe. We'll see.
Or like jump off the building if things go
I've
sideways.
given up on hot wiring the car.
Yeah, what happened?
I have a necklace for you guys. Here you go.
Are we supposed to
Sit
share
there.
this?
I mean, you can take the black one and you can take the red one.
Nice.
Sam has a blue one. I have a green one.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
Elevator. We're gonna go to the top of this building and see if we can see past the edge of this black cloud.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
and jump off if things go bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. And then we go back down. We're gonna these.
That's upstairs.
Why?
I mean, just
All right,
Yeah.
let's rent them now. I pull out my credit card and rent a bike.
All right. We just.
one single 4-seated tandem.
I don't,
No.
Okay. So you.
am I the only one who has a credit card?
I don't
got
have a
one.
credit card.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah. So I guess. Well. Yeah.
You rent hers and I'll rent his. Actually, wait. You rent his.
I mean,
Okay.
I have a debit card.
That'd
That's
also
fine.
probably work.
Yeah, well, come on now.
Oh!
Some kind.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in my Canadian bank debit card and see what happens.
Okay. So we all rent. So everybody rents a
All
bike.
right, great. We've all got our bike rented.
So everyone, yeah, sticks it into like the thing. It's got the little slot to put it in, and like there's a time selection, which everyone pretty much just picks whatever. I'm guessing it doesn't really matter.
We're not returning these
Mhm.
bikes.
Yeah, they're not coming.
Yeah. So you put it in, like flickers, and like a few like lines go across it, and like this garbled text runs across the screen.
Free bike.
But then like you're like, I'm not sure if that is it doing the same thing as the TV and the phone.
Get my
But then,
identity
like,
stolen.
the mechanism does like unlock for all of us, and the bikes do get freed up.
Nice.
Right. I'm gonna pull my bike out before I can lock again.
Mhm.
And then just the
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I hit the elevator.
All right, so you go inside the building.
Yeah.
Lobby.
What's the lobby like? Yeah.
The lobby is pretty empty
Paint us a picture with your words.
at the moment. Yeah. It's basically part of this building might be like there's an ATM on one side. But just going inside, it's kind of yeah, it's just basically like you come in and there's like places to sit, just like some of those, lobby chairs that are not terribly comfortable. A desk off the side, and then a bank of elevators at one like further in.
Did you
And
say
then,
this is the Pan Am building?
Yes,
Like
Pan Am Tower.
Pan Am?
Yeah.
Isn't that company out of business like 1,000,000 years ago?
It's what the building is called.
Okay, sorry.
Attached on the building, but then below it there's a Sports Corp.
Okay. Well, the good people at Indiana Sports Corp wouldn't want us to tarry any longer in their lobby, so I call the elevator.
All right, press the button on the elevator, and it's got the numbers across the top, and you hear the elevator the mechanism just whir up. It was like making its way down, and you can see the numbers counting down. Then you start to see them count up, but then down, and then up, down, up, down, down, and you can hear the mechanism just going like.
All right, so
I'm gonna start going upstairs.
yeah,
Like a heavy kerchunk sound up there.
I'm not about to live in Tower of Terror.
And there's
Yeah.
gonna be
Next 10
zombies coming
minutes.
out of that thing.
Yeah, and I look up and I'm just like, I don't know if any of you know this, but I have a bit of a fear of elevators, and that makes me uncomfortable.
Elevators are a silent killer.
it's two things Sam's
So-
afraid of: elevators and Greek food.
I got over that fear.
Oh, that's right.
You had a fear of Greek food?
I got food poisoning. When
We
I
can
was
talk about
Okay.
this after the apocalypse.
That's yeah.
No, this is a very pressing matter.
What if
No,
we can
no.
only eat gyros?
Street meat can kill you.
Exactly.
Street meat,
Okay,
silent killer.
But yeah, we do manage. There's a staircase just past the elevators.
Hmm.
I guess we're taking the stairs.
Going up 11 flights of stairs.
My knees.
Your weak spot.
I've done worse.
Yeah.
My thighs.
So yeah, it's just it's 11 flights of stairs in like a secluded staircase. It is not eventful. It's just a long walk up to the top of this building.
Does the air conditioning work?
No, it does not.
Yikes.
Aw.
I'm glad
Yeah,
I
it's
did that.
big
it's
yikes.
August in Indianapolis, and the air conditioning's not on. It is
Hard pass.
I'm glad I ditched that Happy Mass salesman costume.
Yeah. It's been warm. All this effort has been getting pretty warm, but especially now, just going up 11 flights of stairs, the adrenaline is starting. On floor 6, the adrenaline is kind of starting to wear off because
No
it's just-
windows.
yeah, it's just dark and just the flickering access lights of the staircase as we head up.
I
Just-
didn't expect to use these sweatbands as much as I am.
And eventually we get to the one that says floor, or I suppose, yeah, this is a roof access. This is a roof access staircase. So you see floor 11, but then past that you see the door for roof access.
Now, keep this door propped open so we don't get locked out. I saw it happen in a
Okay.
TV show once.
We can just
TV
scale
show?
the building if that happens.
It was Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay, I take off one of my flip flops and I tuck it in the door.
All right.
Actually,
Yeah. So it's just the roof is just that kind of just smooth steel with just the kind of raised pieces to it. It kind of looks like it comes to a peak. So it's kind of not one of those gravel roofs that's friendly to walk on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like I'm surprised there's roof access at all.
Yeah, it's one of the it's the kind of thing where it's not a door, it's a hatch that opens up in the side of it, and is the kind of thing where if someone really needs to get up here because something is stuck or
Kite.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, a kite on the top of this 11 floor building. A cat found its way up here. It's the kind of thing where they if something comes up, they don't need to get a crane involved. But it looks like it's not very frequently used, and the roof is not as you open up
it's covered in bird poop.
yeah, and it's really there's just the barest horizontal lip on the edge of the building, which is just below where you guys come up, and there's not a railing or anything. It's just a lip straight down 11 floors to the ground.
Oh, cool.
Okay. I'm gonna stay by the hatch. You guys take a look around. I'm gonna stay here.
I'm gonna take one of my Canadian nickels and toss it off the side.
Ding.
All right, I'm afraid of heights as well, but I'm gonna try to at least stick my head out and get a look. Kind of, if we could, is it all black, cloudy up here as well?
Kind of. Being this high up, you can kind of get a better. You can get it. You can see a little bit better. It looks like you might be kind of. You can see. You have a better vantage point up here. You have a You can see farther. Which directions are you trying to look in at this point?
Well, I don't know what was visible from where I am on the tower, but I guess I'll look towards the JW Marriott first.
Okay. Looking in the direction kind of the JW Marriott, you can see the convention center and just the top of it kind of peeking up through this obstruction, whatever you want to call it. But as you look past it, one of the things that catches your eye is that you almost see what looks like a hard edge to this fog, mist, whatever. You can kind of see a spot where it kind of seems to almost coalesce, and then past it, it looks like it's just open air again.
Huh.
It actually, you can kind of, peeking through it, you can see brightness that seems to indicate sunlight.
So we should head towards the brightness.
And that's in the direction of the JW Marriott?
It's much past it, and Rob, actually, since you would have driven in from that direction,
yeah,
that you're facing west right now. Having driven in from that direction, you could kind of from this bird's eye view figure that is in the direction of a pretty decent sized river that you crossed over.
Oh yeah, the Indiana Pacers River.
The White River, yeah, close enough.
Yeah, the Reggie Miller River.
Yeah.
How's it look out there, Rob?
Well,
Robbie?
well, it's cloudy, but it looks like it stops at the river.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Can we
it's
get
only
to the river?
It's only a couple blocks, I think, to the river.
Yeah, it really at this point it is. Getting a better look at it, there's one of the bigger if you went straight past the convention center, that's where one of the bigger bridges is. But there's also a few south of that. There would be a little bit longer walk, but you could try and avoid the convention center. Problem is that you would pretty much you're right next to the convention center, and the stadium are between you and the river.
Yeah.
Well, we have bikes now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
So-
Freedom bike.
Yeah. Looking down, you can actually also see just south of the building you're on, it looks like the Indianapolis train station, and there are a set of tracks that are kind of set down about 30 feet from the street on either side that head in the direction of the river and probably have a bridge that crosses it.
I'm looking at this map.
Follow the train?
There's also Akuma's Corner. Yeah, I think... Well, okay, so we can think about it one of two ways, and that it's the quickest way is to just try to get across that big bridge. But, yeah, if we can get on the train tracks, it's much less likely to be populated by goobers.
Yeah.
But I don't know how useful our bikes would be on the train.
Probably not pretty useful.
Yeah. Especially if it's got
It'd probably be
gravel.
pretty bumpy, but it's not gonna it's not like timber railroad ties.
Sure.
It's probably gonna be that more paved kind of railroad tracks you find in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not gravel.
Right. And everybody drives, so the train station's honestly probably abandoned.
We
Yeah.
could steal a train.
Ah!
You guys ever seen the movie
No.
Train to Busan? We could do that. Steal a train.
I keep meaning to watch it. I like that other
No.
Korean movie about the train.
I'm kind of for stealing a train.
You guys...
You didn't. I'm like down in I am also terrified of heights. So I'm like still down on the ladder looking up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
You didn't do so well hot wiring a car. I don't know
how
well
we're gonna get a train to
you go.
start.
Do you know how
I
to
mean-
run a train?
I mean, if it's a steam engine,
I
we
know how
could
to
just
run
toss-
I
train.
think they are.
it's definitely
The thing
okay.
that
I don't think
started
I don't
with,
think the
like,
Metro
keys.
line runs on Steam anymore.
Let's go look at the train station.
All right,
That's a
Yeah.
that sounds good.
because we can
Sounds good.
steal a train. Like maybe the conductor's in there and he's dead, and we can take the keys off of him and start a train.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
But also, we got to
Okay.
cross the bridge over the river.
Right, that's the first
Yes.
bridge we gotta cross.
Yes.
But what about starting the train?
We'll see.
Yeah, if the conductor's dead, we just loot his corpse.
We'll see.
You are such a ray of sunshine, Justin.
I'm giving helpful suggestions for our survival.
Is he
All right.
always like this?
I mean, hard to
Eh.
say.
Yeah.
Is it like a Canadian thing?
It
I don't
is
know. Let's
actually-
just go. Let's just go.
Oh yeah.
Canadians are
All right,
quite
all right.
prone
Let's
to
go down the stairs. We got a lot of stairs to
murder.
climb down.
Yeah.
We could scale the building. We could just slide down the building.
Okay,
Oh.
down the
No.
stairs.
That was good.
We are not
Uh,
dieharding this.
Rob, as you go down the, or actually, Justin, did you go up on the roof with him?
Yeah, I did. I threw a nickel
Okay.
off.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Rob, you go down the building. Justin, you turn around to kind of consider how you might scale this building, and you end up looking. You're kind of as you're peeking around and considering this, you look a little more to the north, and several maybe 5 or 6 blocks to the north, you can see a place where all of the streets in this area, a lot of the streets in this area, kind of converge into one area. And you pass the buildings, you can't exactly see what's there, but you do notice that above it, you can see this enormous shape in the sky, and it's completely obscured. It looks almost like whereas looking south and to the west, you could see kind of over this obstructive fog almost, and it was thinner up here. In that direction, up in the sky, it gets as dense as you've seen it, and you see this massive silhouetted shape up in the sky, just all amorphous and moving, and you just see these countless tendrils reaching down and just kind of extending down into the streets around it and kind of fading from sight, each one just kind of drifting through the air as it just kind of hangs there above this central area in town.
Guys, you might want to look at this. I think we're in Stranger Things now.
I'm not
Never
gonna go
seen
back
it.
up to the roof, but I'm gonna
It
go to
doesn't-
the 11th floor and look out one of the windows.
Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of big windows. Yeah, you can see it. It's hard to see from this distance, especially through even the slight obstruction of the windows. It doesn't look like the creature from Stranger Things, where it's kind of it doesn't look like one thing with legs. It almost looks like almost like a bunch of very small vines or tendrils, very very small, that keep branching out, almost get bundled up together, or wires bundle up together into the keep kind of meeting, or roots of a tree that come up to meet into this very large bulbous shape in the air that just kind of hangs up, that all of these thin tendrils hang down from, branching and splitting off thinner and thinner and thinner until you can't see them anymore.
Is it logical to think that that's what's creating this haze? The black spotty haze? It's just the tendrils dissolving?
Maybe.
It's when I say so it's more of just it's similar to the thing you saw among the crowd
Okay.
of people, where you can't really, it's like a silhouette within it. It almost looks like, at this distance, it almost looks like that haze, it almost looks like it's made of the condensed haze. That's what you can see. It's almost like the haze you're seeing. You're not seeing it, you're seeing the haze around it as it clings to it. And the tendrils aren't so much dissolving as they're getting so thin and branching off so much that you can no longer see them at this distance.
A part of me thinks we should move towards that thing.
What part of you? And let me know so I can ignore it.
All parts.
Oh, man, why?
But the train does seem like the better idea.
Yeah, come on, man. We
Yeah.
move towards that thing? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think if we want to survive, we should get out of the city limits.
Yeah.
And steal a train and live on the train to be train hobos.
But also we should
Sure.
try to save the rest of the people.
Nah. Every man for themselves. Every woman and man for themselves. Every person for themselves.
Whatever gets
Okay.
him moving and not.
Yeah, come on.
wanting
Let's
to die.
just, yeah.
Okay, fine.
I'll
Let's
follow
go.
Rob down the ladder.
Let's try to
Okay.
hijack a train.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you guys can go down the 11 flights of stairs,
Yeah.
working your way down again. It's slow going. It's faster this time,
Working
just
my way
because.
downstairs.
Skipping steps.
Yeah, it's faster this time. You're heading down, not up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can eventually make your way back down to the doors where we have our bikes set up.
Yep. Alright, I have no clue where anything is in the city.
Me too. I'd like to say my bike is hot pink.
They're actually all yellow,
Oh well, that's
Aw.
not fun.
like a
Color of corn.
they're like a uniform yellow, all with a basket on the back.
Nice. I put my bag in the basket.
I put
Love
my
it.
tire iron in the basket.
Everyone has something to put in the basket.
I'm putting my my hopes and dreams in the basket.
I put the old man and the waitress in the basket.
They're back in the Noodles and Company.
Ooh.
Sam, what are you putting in your basket?
Yeah, you're not sure. You're not sure how that went.
Ugh. So how do we get to the train station?
Rob would remember. Rob and Justin would remember from looking at it from up on the roof. It's literally like the end of this block. If you just go
Okay.
around the corner and straight ahead, it's like the next intersection,
I
basically.
seem to remember it's the end of this block.
Alright, you take the lead, man.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Hey Rob, you want to take the lead on this?
I'll take the lead.
Woo! Take
Yeah,
some initiative.
I tentatively take the lead.
All right.
I have a +3 to it.
Yes, you get on your bikes and you start riding south. Everyone knows how to ride a bike, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Actually, I
I learned when
never
I was
ride- no,
12,
kidding.
unfortunately.
I was also a late bloomer when it came to the bike.
I learned how to ride a bike when I was 5.
Nice.
It's not a competition.
I don't
Yeah,
remember when
I
I
mean,
learned to ride a bike.
Not a bicycle race.
Yeah. It
I
could be.
mean, it's a bicycle race for survival.
Okay, she's not wrong. So, yeah. So like, I'm heading this bicycle caravan in the direction of the train station.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm also.
So you're just heading. Yeah, you're
I'm
heading
right
along
behind
the street, and eventually you come up to the train station. So it's just kind of like a big. Yeah, so you're heading down, and you're heading along. First, actually, you're heading alongside the convention center, and as you ride along, it's just windows after windows after windows alongside you, and you can see like shapes moving inside, but you just kind of keep on going, past them, just probably trying to ignore whatever is going on in there.
I knew we should have been there.
But yeah, you eventually come to a tunnel. Actually, that you're gonna have to. That basically the train tracks coming. It's a bridge heading like over. It's where the train tracks actually come over the into the train station. The road is a tunnel going underneath the train tracks, and then they kind of drop down and go towards the river.
Okay. So any of you know how to break into a train?
No, I think we should go into the station itself and look for like
Anyone?
keys or something.
What?
I think we should go into the station, look for keys first, and then try to break into a train.
I mean, I guess.
Because if we can't really
right.
drive the train if we don't have
Yeah.
the keys, because you can't really hotwire a train.
Do trains have keys?
Yeah, the conductors have like this little key card thing that they put in like a slot. It starts the train, I think, right?
I have never witnessed someone starting a train. Like, I don't. Does the conductor start the train, or does the engineer start the train? I don't know how trains
I'm
work.
just going off of train to Busan, what I saw, like them using keys or whatnot to start trains.
Okay, well, I'll take your word
Or they
for
use
it.
cranks or buttons, something.
Certainly something.
If I'm correct from what I saw in the Polar Express, it was an engineer who pulled a bunch of levers after throwing coal into the steam engine.
So there's also the fact that the train station is basically just kind of this big blocky gray building, and the train tracks themselves. You're kind of like you guys are about to pass under the tunnel that is the train tracks, basically. So if you can just get up onto those, if you wanted to ride your bikes, you would pretty much bypass the train station entirely. You'd have to kind of go away from the river to go towards the train station entrance.
I'm gonna stop my bike and be like, okay, we need to make a decision. Bikes or train? I think the train would be safer because it's huge, and technically it's like a huge armored battering ram.
But bikes would be faster because then we don't have to try to steal a train.
Right, and like, how do we stop the train once we're on it?
It has brakes.
Yeah, but I don't know how you use it.
I mean, trains do have e-brakes. I mean, at least...
Yeah. We'll
like in the passenger cars.
Yeah.
You're putting a lot of faith that we can figure this out.
We each could get our own
Also assuming there's a train currently stopped at the station, too.
Very true.
That is also...
There has to be. It's Indianapolis. It's the most popular state, right?
No.
It's a city.
Sorry.
Oh, it's a city. Oh, Canada.
Canada. Oh, Canada. You home and native land.
True north, strong and free.
Is that the second line?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Same.
Wow.
All right, let's get up on the train tracks and scope it out. Can I drag my bike up the stairs?
Well, so before you guys are actually approaching this like long dark tunnel under the train tracks, because on this side it's pretty much just solid. There's no way to get up there. There's probably on the other side is a way to get up onto the train tracks.
Sam, should we steal a train?
Are you asking me, the DM, or are you asking me in the actual?
I'm asking Sam, the living being character.
Just answer the question.
I think stealing a train is going to take a long time, and I don't know how to do it. If you guys do, that might be better. But
I don't know how to do it either.
So,
I guess we're riding our bikes on the train tracks.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna Goonies this.
Okay. All right. So through the scary dark tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So is it like pitch black in the side? Is it like blocked off by the clouds still?
It's dark. There are those like yellowy orangish like tunnel lights spaced out. There's like 3 all the way along it. It's pretty dark in there from what you can see, but you can see through to the other side.
Okay. Well,
it's lined with there's like 2 lanes that pass through it, and it's pretty much just lined with pillars, like every 6 feet or like 10 feet or so.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in at a moderate speed so I can maintain maximum maneuverability.
Same.
Okay. All right.
Do the bikes have like lights that switch on?
Or
like
actually,
yeah,
these would have lights that turn on.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, and as you come in, it's like the lights on the inside. It's pretty much all solid steel in here, just like steel beams up and above you. The support beams are steel. You got those yellow lights on one side. There's actually a pedestrian walkway on the other, lined with just like weird, sickly green lights as well. Are you guys going to go on just down the middle along the street, or down like the sidewalk on one side? Like the pedestrian side or the car part?
I'd say pedestrian for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so like hugging one of the walls?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone can go kind of along the one side. As you're going along, you would notice shapes moving in the darkness towards the middle of the tunnel. But since you're like way off to one side, they're going to start moving towards you. Since you're going at a moderate pace, they would be able to start catching up to you. I don't know if you guys want to speed up.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's speed up.
Okay.
Sam, catch up.
All right, so you guys start pedaling. Since they're starting to make it towards you, I'm just going to have everybody just roll me a quick, let's see how everyone's doing. I'll say everyone's fair at riding a bike, so take a +2 on that.
That's generous.
Was that the? Ooh,
I got a 1.
All right.
I got a 4.
Oh
I
wait,
also got a 1.
a fair.
Yeah.
Plus 2.
Fair
Yeah,
is
I
a
got
plus.
Oh, so I got a
2.
3.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got
So
a
you got
1.
everyone got a positive. I apparently got a 5.
Wow,
So-
damn.
Wow.
It's all that
I was
mowing
like-
the lawn.
I'm just like, I'm not doing this again, and just start pedaling and just book it up to the front of the line.
I got a 1. I'm
Um,
gonna die.
The shapes around you, like Justin, you seem to fall to the back, but they are like having trouble navigating both catching up to you and avoiding the pillars that you're passing by, and just start like colliding into those, and you easily manage to get past them.
Oh, so
Are they
Um,
also on bikes, or are they just
I
walking?
wish.
No, they're just running. It's
Oh.
sort of that like tracking a moving target that is also moving past all these pillars.
Mm.
They just like they with that sort of wide-eyed open gaze focusing on Justin, don't notice the pillars that they're about to run into, and it's like, they don't run face first into them, but they definitely catch a shoulder and knocks them off balance, and it's just enough for Justin to be able to escape past.
This is what I get for sitting around and playing D&D all day.
All right. And Justin, in being in the back, you're the one that gets the best view of one of those sort of tall, tendrily shapes moving among them, kind of starting to make its way after you guys as you head out onto the other side of the tracks.
Guys, I'm seeing one of those like creepy alien things that Nate, that dude, outside the sushi shop, I think.
Yeah, dude, pick up the pace.
Pedal faster! Pedal faster!
All right. You guys come out the other side, and looking around, you do see that there's like an access staircase that leads up onto the train tracks.
Fuck
Right, I
this,
like-
take the staircase.
I pick my bike up and
Yeah.
run up
Yeah.
the staircase.
All right,
Mhm.
You guys get up to the top, and you notice that there's basically just a chain link fence up here with one of those like chain link gates, and it is like locked, but not it's just a very simple like latch lock
I
with
beat the shit out of the
looks like a
latch lock with
turnkey.
my tire iron.
All right, give me
Oh, yeah, there you go.
yeah, give me a strength. How would you say you are with just the ability
Strong.
to beat something with a tire iron?
Average.
All right, so take a +1.
That is a 0, my friend.
All right, so you are standing up there, and you're just kind of wailing away at this thing with a tire iron, and you're having trouble finding a good angle on it. So you're just like bending it, and but a lot of your blows are just going into the chain link itself.
Fuck. Shit.
And the people that were chasing you through the tunnel come out the other side behind you and start coming towards the bottom of the stairs, and you can see the creature come among them. And now that you're up close, you can actually see that it's not like when you're looking at it, what you're looking at is basically almost just a condensing of that sort of stuff in the air. There's
Yeah.
nothing actually
Okay.
there. It's almost as if as it passes through the stuff, it just kind of clings to it. And up at, where what you saw is the head before, there's no features to it like nose, face, mouth. It's just this very bulbous kind of shape, it's almost lumpy, and then out the back of that comes down this sort of trail of those tendrils, and it forms like almost an arms and leg pattern, but all of them are just these very thin. Every part is very thin tendrils that kind of these almost hair-like pieces come off of them, kind of waving, almost as if underwater, off of each of these tendrils as it starts like moving forward, almost like crawling as it comes out of the tunnel.
Yikes.
Justin, give that to me. Give it to me.
No.
And I'm gonna.
No.
Justin, give it to me. Give it to me, Justin.
I
Let it go. We're gonna die.
Only if you give it
I've
back.
s-
I will give it back.
Okay,
I'm
let's
gonna
go
hand-
for
I'm
it.
gonna hand it to Kate.
Okay.
Alright. And I'm just gonna whack it, two hands downward on the lock.
Okay. Go ahead and go ahead. I'll bump you up to fair for some mechanical
Great.
know-how
So
on
it's
that
a
one.
plus
Plus
two.
2. Yep.
Oh, that's a 1.
Okay, that brings it up to a 1 with what Justin was able to do banging onto this. You managed to make a bit more progress. You're not as you're hacking away at this, basically the lock seems to be holding firm, but between what Justin was missing with and where you lean on it, you kind of are trying to leverage it, and then part of it pops free, but then you realize it's basically popped the chain link free on it, and basically one side of the chain link has sort of popped free, and there's a bit of an opening there.
All right,
the gate itself is still holding firm, but the chain link that forms like the inside panel of it is starting to bust free.
All right, I'm gonna pull at it and then try to. I'm gonna hand back.
Use
the
your
crowbar.
Leatherman.
I can't cut through a chain link fence with a freaking these itty bitty scissors.
We might have to leave the bikes behind and just squeeze through.
Fuck.
Probably.
Okay, I throw my bike at the zombies.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw mine.
Okay, so
I'm gonna throw mine too.
Toss it down the stairs. All right, yeah, so everyone just tosses their bikes or down the stairs. Like they start getting up to the bottom and just get hit by a bicycle. there's
And
not
then a
a
multitude of bicycles.
Yeah, just four bicycles just come flying down the stairs at them, one after another, just colliding. And like it's less the impact of the bicycle and more that they're coming up this narrow service stairway. Like the bikes get like wedged into the railing, and it just makes it all like not almost impassable as they start trying to work their way up. And that definitely gives a wider window of time for making it through this gate.
All right, I'm gonna hand the tire bar back to Justin.
Sweet.
Like I promised, and then I'm just gonna try to pull at the chain link to open up that hole a little more.
Okay. Safe to say at this point, there's like with just yanking at chain link, this is something that all of you guys can work out. Like there's enough space for you guys to work on this together. So everyone that can get a hand on it, you can start grabbing and pulling and yanking your way, and you manage to pull a sizable hole open, and it's one of those things where if someone is like standing there holding it, now you've got a hole big enough for someone to make it through.
All right, I'm gonna hold
the first one through.
I mean, I thought I was gonna hold it open, but I can go first.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble. Is it open on this side or the other side?
We're pulling it towards us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're kind of yanking. Yeah, you're kind of yanking it towards you, so that like if someone holds it and just like pulls it to the side, there's enough space for someone to squeeze through.
Maybe the smallest person should go last.
Who's the smallest person?
I don't know. I'm 5'7".
I'm 6'1".
All right, I'm probably the smallest person.
You're the smallest one because Sam's taller than both of us.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, so I'll hold it open while the rest of you go through, and then I'll try to weasel my way through.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone managed to squeeze their way through as the bicycles are getting shifted and moved. Basically, as the last person, whichever of the three of us is the last to go through, passes through, Kate, I'll just call them zombies, started to make their way up the stairs. So you're just going to try and you've got to just try and duck through. Give me a quick roll. I'll say the adrenaline gives you at least a fair. I'll bump you up to a good on this one.
Ooh, that's a +3.
For a +3,
that's a 4.
just to try and. Okay.
4.
So let's see.
I really needed that 4.
2 is 4.
All right. So they come up behind you, and you kind of got this pulled to the side, and it's in a way where you kind of have to hold it for yourself. So you kind of have to like hold it and rotate your way in and take a second. And as you're rotating through, one of them basically just lunges forward, just arms outstretched, pretty much he's pretty much just going to slam his face into the stairs, but reaching out, trying to just get an arm on you. And his hand reaches out and makes it just aiming directly for your foot, and you manage to pull it out of the way just in time as he just slams face first right into like the steel stairs, and the other ones are starting to climb up behind him, but you are through on the other side of the gate.
Dang, that was close, guys.
I'm gonna take my wand and I'm gonna like weave it through the gate to the other end just to like kind of close off the hole we made.
Okay, so you're just gonna kind of just jam it through, so that it has. So okay, so there's a bit of resistance there.
Yeah.
All right, and you guys are now on these elevated train tracks.
Yep.
Whoa. I start walking at a brisk pace towards the river.
Yes.
All right.
It's like Olympic speed walking.
Yeah. Keep your strength up.
Yeah. So you guys pass by. You're basically, it's elevated, and then after a point when it passes over a couple more streets, and then it dips down so it's below street level. So you've kind of just got these like walls up on either side of you, moving forward. And you can hear, like, as you're walking along, you can hear them like rattling at the chain link, but it seems like they're just like slamming their hands into it and just trying to break through it. But it's, for the most part, there's only like 5 of them, and it seems like it is holding at this point, and they're not really making any progress. Like, unlike the glass, this isn't just going to like shake free from them beating
Mhm.
into it. It's springy enough that they're just gonna stand there and slam their fists into it. And you're walking along, and it's just this brisk, like it's Olympic speed walk, just nothing but the sound of all of your footsteps and heavy breathing along these train tracks. As you make your way past the baseball field and through, you can kind of see trees on either side of you from what looks to be maybe a park. And
Hey, you
then
said there wasn't a baseball field in the city.
I said there wasn't a baseball team.
yeah, there's
Didn't
well,
say
no,
there wasn't a
major,
field.
there's a minor league baseball team.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay. That,
The
Um,
Indianapolis
That's
Cornhoppers.
that counts.
Sure. And you get up to basically where you can see the bank of the river, and as you kind of crest over the bank of the river, all of a sudden that haze that was in the air is just gone. The second you pass over the bank, it's just gone, and it is just bright noon sunny day.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna hop back and forth across the line just to make sure.
Well, when you turn around,
Stop that!
when you turn around, actually, you don't see any haze, and when you like hop back, looks normal.
I'm gonna take a few more steps inward.
Yeah, looks like a normal noon summer day.
I never thought I'd be happy to see sun.
Is it just gone? Can you guys still see the haze? Because it was just here.
I
You were
don't
just in it.
think so.
No.
No. Sam, what about you?
Yeah, nope, nothing. And at that moment, everybody's phone who didn't like throw it at a car window trying to distract zombies.
I didn't have it. I didn't do
I
that.
know.
I didn't throw
know.
my phone at a car. I just was yelling.
I know. So everyone who has their phone on them, all three of us, the phones just start like either whatever your notification sound is, either the phone vibrating or making some kind of sound, just goes off rapidly all at once.
Oh.
Oh,
It's like a series of notifications, all one right after another.
Check the news. Somebody check the news.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull out my phone and check the local news.
All right, so you pull out your phone, and it's basically just like an hour's worth of notifications, just all hitting your phone at once. Just from the beginning of this to right now, it's just all kind of catching up.
Yeah.
And you look through the news, and there's like you find a kind of fluff piece on the convention. You see some checking the local news. You see something on the minor league baseball team is doing really well this year.
I hatched 3 eggs in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, there you go.
Call the Noodles and Company.
I just got a really bad feeling, you guys. Everything's back to normal, and we're standing in the middle of the tracks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very good point.
I'm gonna go back a little further, a few feet.
Okay.
Just slowly backtracking.
I'm not doing that.
I'm.
I'll wait for Kate, but I don't want to go back towards the darkness.
Well, there's the thing. There is no.
I understand that.
Okay,
but
all right. Okay,
I'm afraid.
all right. So yeah, you guys are standing on these train tracks. So Kate, you said you went back towards like shore, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, there comes a point where it kind of because like you were basically below ground level, but now like at a bridge you're above it. So there comes a point where you're basically right at ground level,
Yeah.
and there's like some grass and trees right next to you before you get to pretty much the highway that crosses over, and yeah, you can just hear the
I really think we should get off the tracks.
sounds of traffic.
Kate,
What?
get off the track.
Yeah, I think we should get off the tracks.
Well, you see, that's the sound of traffic
just-
on like
yeah,
the
it's
highway.
Yeah.
It's
but-
just cars.
Yeah, but
It
if there's
reminds me of
cars,
trains.
There's probably gonna be a train, and I think we should get off the train tracks.
All right. I'm gonna go back to the guys.
Okay, yeah, they're standing on the train tracks, and you can
Yeah.
like as you got closer, yeah, you heard those sounds of traffic, and like you're now noticing like the sounds of city life are just back around you, just cars, traffic, just the little background noises that you can hear when you're in a city that you didn't even realize were there until you just had them completely absent for the last hour.
Mm.
This is weird.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
Yeah, we should definitely get off the tracks.
All right.
Justin, did you slip something into my lunch?
What?
Did you put something in my lunch?
What do you
Were
mean?
we hallucinating that? What was going on, man?
I don't know.
All right. I'm sorry. Let's get off these tracks.
Yeah.
How are we gonna get off the tracks? Like,
I mean,
It's gotta
So
be
they go.
another
Yeah, there comes a
staircase.
point where they're like ground level. You can just like walk right off the tracks
Yeah.
onto like
fantastic.
some
Yeah, I'm
grass.
doing that for sure.
Yeah, so you can just go off and you're standing basically on the side of the highway.
Yep.
And right by like you can see the parking lot nearby for the minor league baseball stadium. And just past that is the good old JW Marriott.
Well, you guys want to head back to the hotel and like just sleep? Naps are my best friend.
yeah. I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna be with you on that. Going back to the hotel, except I'm gonna get my bat and just have it on me.
Yeah,
Just-
I'm not getting rid of this tire iron anytime soon.
No.
Right, so you guys are heading back in the direction of the hotel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys, just kind of like walk along the side of the road. It's one of those awkward things where there's like not a sidewalk, so you have to
Right.
like awkwardly hop on the road for a little bit and walk along the side of the highway until you get to a point where there is a sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, yeah, you make it over. You get closer in the direction of the Marriott, and just like looking around, you see convention goers all over the place, like people going back and forth across the street,
I'm gonna
walking
stop one of
around
them.
in costumes. What?
I'm gonna stop one of them
Okay.
and be like, "Hey, did you guys see any of the attacks at the convention center?
Attacks? What are you talking about?
There was like these weird like shambling.
Well, we just heard that there was some weird stuff at the.
Yeah, we heard that there's like some shambling figures that were like killing people and like a smoke creature with tendrils.
Are you talking about the real dungeon in there? Oh, we can't. That's like $50. I couldn't afford to do it.
Oh,
The real
yeah, sure.
dungeon?
Yeah, no, it's a thing. It's a thing in the convention. You go in and it's like they set up a dungeon. It's like a LARP where you go in and
Wait,
get to walk through.
wait a second.
What? I'm gonna check my bank account
Okay.
and see if I'm down $50.
Yeah, me too.
Or
You're
like
certainly down a good amount of money, but you're not missing like a mysterious $50. Like what
Well,
you're
like-
describing.
Like,
you guys
is
have passed
there-
by this. It's literally like
It's like an escape room, basically.
yeah, it's kind of like an escape room where like people people dressed up as beholders, and it's like just a LARP in like a maze inside the convention center.
So we didn't. Okay, cool. We didn't kill an actor. Whew.
Or what if we did?
I mean, I don't think the sushi chef would have been in on it.
I drink
yeah.
some cucumber water.
Man, you
In
know
the
you're not
Marriott
supposed to
lobby.
drink the cucumber water.
Go to the Marriott lobby.
What are you talking about?
It's just a thing. They have it out there for decoration. You don't drink the cucumber water.
No, it's
Very
tasty.
refreshing.
Yeah,
Cucumber water's the best.
I'm hot as shit.
And we just killed some guy who had a family. Like
No, we didn't.
I
It was
uploaded-
a dream
I
or
uploaded-
something.
I uploaded his ID to see if I still have it.
You do.
See?
Oh my
It was
god.
real. What's his name?
His name is Joe.
See, I tried to make Sam do this bit earlier and he wouldn't do it.
Joe.
Did you?
Guys,
I
we
did.
killed.
I might just not have heard you.
We killed,
I might have had my mic muted.
We killed
That might be
Joe
true.
the sushi chef.
What was that?
We killed Joe the sushi chef.
No,
Put a
we
knife through his
didn't.
head.
Oh,
The guy who was dressed as a Naruto character who we're talking to has just kind of wandered off.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
What Naruto character was he?
He was Sasuke.
Sakura. No, he was Sakura.
Sure, there we go.
Makes sense.
Shikamaru.
Cool, I like it. Alright, so we may or may not have killed somebody.
Nope, didn't. We didn't do that.
I think we did.
But then who attacked Sam? Sam got
Or-
attacked.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
I reach up and like I've still got like a little like dried bit of blood going down from my forehead from where I got like my face hit the
Maybe-
pavement.
Maybe we have to die to wake up.
That.
Yeah, no, I don't like that idea. That was terrible.
No, yeah, no.
Yeah, no,
So
no.
yeah, I think we just go back to our hotel rooms, just sleep
Yes.
this off, see what happens when we wake up after a good nap.
I'm a little scared to go to sleep, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna check into a hotel outside of town.
You want to ride? My car's at the hotel.
Yeah.
No, I should probably get back to my car. I left my phone.
I don't drive. I took the airport bus and.
Oh.
Well,
Justin,
listen.
you want to ride to the next town over?
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a plan.
Yeah.
Nah, I know there's a Fairfield Inn and Suites just northwest of town. I can show you to.
Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic.
text me the address.
Yeah,
I'll just,
yeah.
Google Maps it or something.
Yeah. I'll see.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you.
I'll go with him, I guess.
Yeah.
Side note, I
wonder-
feel
I
like
wonder
we're
if we should go
completely
to
avoiding
this-
the plot.
I wonder if we should go to Joe's house though and like let his family know that we found him.
Well,
dead.
why don't you just go to the sushi bar and see if he's there?
Yeah, I could drop you off at the sushi bar.
Yeah, not alone, thank you. But you know what?
I can drop you off.
You know what? I'm just gonna go take this to the front desk and say I found this ID outside.
That's probably a good
thing.
idea.
Yeah.
Really good idea.
Yeah, so I'll approach the receptionist
Yeah,
and just hand the ID and say, "Yeah, I found this outside."
Found it outside.
Oh, all right. Well,
Didn't kill the guy. We just found it outside.
okay. Well, yeah. I mean, a bunch of people lose their information all over the place
Mhm.
whenever these big conventions
Yeah,
come into
we
town.
did
So
kill
yeah,
him.
we'll
Would you
Sorry.
stop?
yeah.
He's
Okay.
drunk. All right.
The one
He's-
at the desk gives you just kind of that look that you recognize as yeah, okay, bunch of nerds come into town once a year.
Sorry, he's really crossfaded right now.
All right.
She's from Indiana.
Yeah, we
She
just
doesn't
went
know
through
what
some
that means.
severe stuff. My buddy's here, Sam, over there. He got attacked by some crazy guy on the street.
All right,
Alright,
that's
Justin,
cool.
here we go, here we go.
Uh-huh,
time
sure,
to
yep,
leave.
Let's
yeah.
go. Let's go, Justin.
Train
Fun
kept
games.
rolling.
Did you guys see any monsters here?
Justin, hey, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
I
go.
think there's a statue.
Stop
of
talking! Stop talking to him. You're just making it worse. I'm yelling at the lady at the desk. All right.
Alright. I'm going to my rental car and just
Okay.
getting my bat
Yeah, I guess I'll
Okay.
follow.
from the back seat.
All right. He's just like holding a bat in the front.
Yeah.
I've been carrying around a tire iron this whole time.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
I get into
Do we
my
still have
car.
our sushi knives?
No, I
No,
dropped.
I think
left
everyone
mine
dropped-
in the car trunk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think everyone left their sushi knives behind at some point.
Oh,
Probably if you did not have it, it probably got left behind at the very least when you threw a bicycle at someone. It was probably in the basket of the bicycle.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh wait, my bicycle bag. I said I put that. Oh man.
Hope it didn't have your ID.
Damn it. Alright, I get into the car, and while Sam is messing around outside the car, I pick up my phone and I dial it, and I put it up to my mouth and I say, "Hello, Mr. President." Da, da, da.
What?
What are you doing in there?
Shut up.
What?
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
We're checking into a different hotel.
Yeah.
And we're following.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you still
Alright.
want to stop by the sushi
No.
shop?
But we're done
No.
with it.
All right.
Great.
So on your way out of town, basically, everybody notices two things. One, you hear sirens coming from the direction of the sushi restaurant,
Oh.
No, what? How?
Oh.
and
Because there's a dead man inside.
We killed
and as you're like basically leaving town, you're about to get to the bridge. You're pulling out into heavy convention traffic, and about to pull out over the bridge. You pass by a large crowd of people, and you could it could just be like a trick of the light or something. You swear you see a weird shadow coming off the back of somebody's neck. Like, almost like there's just this collection of black dust.
I fucking knew we didn't kill an actor. It's real. Look.
Oh.
And then it's gone. And you're on the bridge heading outside of town. And that's where we'll end it.
What? What? I didn't.
I killed.
I
I don't understand. I didn't. I thought it was a dream world. Why? How come the sushi chef
What?
is dead?
Did we kill an actor? We killed an actor.
We killed.
I didn't
killed
kill
the
him.
sushi set.
I didn't kill him.
I'm gonna blame it on Justin because he
He threw the knife, right?
Yeah,
I just kicked him in
yeah.
the back.
But
Yeah.
he was like swinging at you with a cleaver.
Yeah, but you're still the one who had the. I was just gonna kick him in the dick. I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna stab him.
But
I'm not going down for
the
this.
dude who disappeared outside. And how
What?
there was like giant cloud like monsters. Whatever.
There was so much confusion.
Go and confront
Sam.
the confusion in the city.
Mm.
What? Sam,
All right.
you had plans that we just never got to, I think.
You know, I had very loose plans.
Yeah.
That's how she goes.
Oh,
He thought we would really go back to the convention center and try to save all the podcasters or whatever.
We should-
No, I actually pretty much like 'cause I pretty much did not actually count on you guys going back to the convention center because like it's like yeah, this is starting to look like a zombie apocalypse and there's like 70,000 people in a tight space over there.
You know.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
well,
wow.
that
So
was
hope you guys had
Sam.
fun.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
No one died except Joe, the sushi man.
It's true. Yeah.
Power of the baby hands.
Yeah.
I was
Strikes
Oh
again.
my god, what the fuck?
I was really hoping when we were like trying to like move through the chain link fence that Kate was gonna roll really bad and just get mauled to death.
Wow, thanks,
Because that would have
Justin.
been amazing. Because then it would be like, someone died finally, and then I would like use like the tire iron to like beat heads in.
I mean, were they? I don't know. Were they the tendrils or like were they the human zombie?
It was the
Robot.
human zombie things with the thing with the tendrils, like sort of
Okay,
The puppet master.
leading them. Yeah.
gotcha.
Oh, sweet.
I was hoping that I was going to be the last one through the chain link fence, and I was going to get through, but then they were going to grab me by my Derrick Rose jersey, and you guys were going to be like, "You have to leave it behind." I said, I can't leave it behind.
Multi-tool rip the front of it. throw it
No!
off.
I was ready for me to die pretty much in there somewhere, so I didn't
Yeah.
have to have myself in.
Yeah, I thought.
But, like-
I thought we
We were very interested in
We were
protecting
very
you.
protective.
Yeah, you were very interested in protecting me, so I'm like, I guess I live then. All right, like I was,
Yeah.
any moment I was
Well,
ready
I was
for
getting
me
ready
to die.
Like, oh no, this is zombies. Sam probably got bitten in the attack. We should kill him.
Yeah.
It's always fun to have a character that you can just hold over the players as like could die at any moment.
Yeah, and this time
Mhm.
it was just like literally me. So
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
yeah,
wow.
So that
All right,
was,
thanks.
Yeah. So
Yeah, thanks.
thanks for watching, everybody, for watching this on Friday. And holy moly, that was Frankenstein Fate,
yep.
Yeah.
ran by our dear Sam, and I am definitely keen on doing this again. That was a lot of fun.
Part 2.
There needs to be a part 2. Like, there's so much
Yeah.
unexplained. Like,
How can there be a part
the
2?
entire world.
San
is
Diego
infected.
Comic-Con.
Oh,
No, I would never go.
San Diego Comic Con
MCM.
or
Man
That'd be
Crush
cool.
Monday.
the red carpet to a movie. Anyways, that was awesome.
The
Sam.
Silmarillion movie.
Thank you.
Happy to.
Woo!
And yeah, next week we are doing another D&D one shot, the evil spellcasting Dark Brotherhood inspired one shot. But now after playing Fate, I might switch that to just a Fate game.
Wow.
So Fate itself is very like there's a lot more to it. It's very interesting.
Mhm.
Really cool. Like yeah, there's these like everybody has these aspects which are pretty much like just things about yourself. Like when you build a character, it's like you have your skills, but aside from that, most of your character building is less like mechanical and more just like saying things about yourself that makes that like are narratively important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you can invoke them in times when it's important and use what are called fate points, which are like a big key part of the system. You can like there's a bunch of times when like so if you have like a negative aspect, the DM can basically like essentially hold up a fate point to you and like be like, hey, so you have this negative character trait. I'm pretty sure that that would come into play right now. And they hold up a fate point, and basically you can say like, yeah, you're right, and then at which point you get a free fate point, which you can like cash in to use for bonuses and like other things. but you then basically like have to like your flaws come into play in some detrimental way that adds an extra challenge. Or I think if you say like no, that doesn't happen, you have to then pay a fate point, like to resist that urge.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun that and like, but some of the aspects are weird because it's like something that's like positive in one way can be negative in another, and something that's negative in one way can be positive in another. So nothing is completely black and white. It's really interesting.
All right. So
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to our Halloween one shot, guys. Sam, what is the title of this one shot?
Oh, I'm real bad at titles.
The final countdown? I don't know.
What do you got? What stood out most to you guys that we could make a title out of this?
Noodles and Bad Company.
I mean, I'm not gonna
And
say.
I kinda
Sam
like it.
building.
I like it.
It's better.
Noodles and
It's
Bad
better than
Company. It's
fungal
pretty
love.
good.
All right, yep, let's go with that.
It's better than fungal love.
Oh no, with someone, he's not even here.
Everybody loves noodles. But yeah, so
Yeah.
all right, so thanks again, Sam, for running that one shot and giving me the chance to be a player for once.
Yeah.
You guys can tune in next week for our next one shot, which I think Kate is missing, which was originally going to be our campaign season 2, arc 2 starting point. But I want everyone here for that. So next week I'm running a basically all evil character, Dark Brotherhood inspired, basically clan of assassins who are all spellcasters, called the Peacock Court, and that is D&D one shot. Oh yeah, we're going out there. So yeah, that's that one. That'll be next week, and then we're back with campaign arc 2 the week after.
All right.
So as always, we have Sam,
Hello. Goodbye.
and we have Kate,
Hello.
and we have Sam's wonderful friend who joined us this week, Rob.
Thanks for having me. Sorry I don't have a camera.
That's okay.
Failure.
Hmm.
You fail at
It's,
life.
it's MSI's failure, really. I had a camera, it just stopped working.
That's
Noodles
unfortunate.
Bad Company and MSI. All right. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope you had a happy Halloween and nobody ate poison candy or razor blades.
Or no sushi chefs got stabbed.
Yeah, really important. So,
Yeah.
before I leave, I'm just gonna, as always, we're gonna look at the webcams if you have one, and we're gonna wave goodbye.
You can wave goodbye too if you'd like, Rob.
In spirit.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.